We're going live. There we go. Hey, look at that. For We Are Many is live now.
Cheers.
All right. Beautiful. Beautiful.
Where's Dean?
Dean hasn't been here in a bit.
Maybe if we sing him happy birthday again, he'll appear.
He's just got some things going on.
Or we'll get hit for copyrights.
I mean, that was worth a copyright hit. Hi, James. James is in the comments already.
Oh, James.
Hell yeah. Oh, so Calvin. You missed that, Sterling. We had a talk last week with Calvin about modern monetary theory.
Oh,
yeah.
That would be rad. Fuck. How did it go?
Pretty good. It got me interested in it. We didn't go as in depth as I was kind of hoping to, but to be fair, MMT is kind of a big thing.
Yeah.
It's that being said, he gave us some great sources to look into, and I'm sure he'd be willing to do so again in the comments. Yes.
What gets me about it is everybody's seen Zeitgeist, right? From the early 2000s.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So eventually you run along it getting debunked here, and here in just various ways, right? The whole religious shit was pretty much word for word what some Maya chick or whatever wrote in the Christ Conspiracy. The monetary version of it is pretty fucking accurate, but it's like every single time you try to bring it up with people that seem to know what they're talking about, they're like, yeah, it's more complicated than that. But now with cryptocurrency, with MMT, with just the world being in shit right now, it's like, yeah, was he right? Was he right? Is money not real and we're creating debt out of debt, and everybody's just totally cool with it?
I mean, I'm pretty sure that's I'm pretty sure that's what's going on.
That's what it boiled down to.
All right, I guess we can start intros now. Thank you for joining us today. This is the current event stream for 24 May 2021. This is the For We Are Many podcast. I'm your host and comrade, Rob. I just want to give a shout out to Don and Trisha for this dope new banner we have. And also the fist from the logo is the same one that we're using in our slides now. Oh.
Bless you.
Anyway, Sterling, you can introduce yourself. Natalie's in the comments saying hi. Hi, Natalie.
I am Lord Sterling. It's not official yet, but it's getting there. And I shut up today. So everybody give me a medal. Hi.
Greetings, comrade.
Hi, I'm Trisha. Don will be back with us momentarily.
That's
I'm enjoying a good evening. Yeah. I know, a thrill a minute tonight, huh?
Yeah. It's all
I'm
right.
here, I'm queer, and I'm not going nowhere.
So I do want to say, for those of you that missed it, we did part 1 of a mini series last week. It wasn't supposed to be a mini series, but we realized once we were in the process of recording it that it could not be a one segment thing. But the idea was to discuss how dialectical materialism relates to the Black Panther Party. And there's a whole lot there. So we kind of changed it into a all-around discussion of the Black Panther Party revolving around the book that Bobby Seale wrote from jail called Seize the Time. So part 2 of that will be this coming Thursday. If you're interested, tell your friends. We'll make it a party.
that turns into a party. That's deep.
Indeed. As always, I am going to plug our Patreon. If you like what we're doing, if you agree with what we're saying, or if you want to help grow this thing, we have $1, $3, $5, and $10, I believe, contribution levels. We are in the process of building bonus content, as well as more content that we're going to release on social media as well. But yeah, that premium content will be available to Patreon subscribers.
Premium.
Patreon.com/forwearemany. Also check out our website at forwearemany.org. And that's all I got. You guys ready to get this show on the road?
Absolutely.
All right. So international shit, man. The globe is on fire. Hold on a second. Have we found out if the new Black Panther Party is official with Black Lives Matter? This is a two-part question. And what's the update with the Black Lives Matter activist that was shot in the head in the UK? So I don't actually have a link to that on the slides, but I planned on talking about that because I saw it today. And as far as the new Black Panther Party being official with Black Lives Matter, I think that they're working towards the same goal, whether or not they're officially working together in every city or not. I think that they're working towards the same goal. As far as the Black Lives Matter activist that was shot in the head in the UK, the last I heard, she was in critical condition. And there, as far as I am aware, there have been no arrests. But I will pull that up right now. That being said, the woman, Sasha Johnson, the woman that was shot in the head in London, has been receiving death threats from right-wing people for months now. So, unfortunately, I think that this kind of thing was predictable, but of course the state, didn't try to follow up on any leads. The party said, it is with great sadness, that we inform you that our own Sasha Johnson has been brutally attacked and sustained a gunshot wound to the head. She is currently in intensive care and in a critical condition. And they also said the attack happened following numerous death threats as a result of her activism. And it was about 3 o'clock in the morning on Sunday morning. It's obscene to me how widespread of a thing this was. Like, I don't know. I thought it was a pretty uniquely American thing, but the more...
Hitting someone in the head?
What?
That was poorly timed. Go ahead.
Oh.
Go ahead.
Sorry. Anyway, but the police said that they had not received any credible threats. What constitutes a credible threat? Where were they when the thing, when the thing happened, I guess would be 3 in the morning. So where were they? Probably, not, I don't know. I do hope that she's able to make a recovery, and I do hope, even though it doesn't really seem like they're trying to do much about it, I hope that they do find who did it. I hope justice is served, I guess is really all I have to say. Do you guys got anything to say on that?
Negatory, sir.
Negatory, Ghost Rider.
Negative.
Just solidarity with everybody over there, her family, who are all dealing with this, and with her. I hope she heals quickly and makes a full recovery from this. fucking horrendous that you can't even go out and, you know, speak your piece without risking things like that.
Yeah. This is why we punch Nazis.
Yes.
Because if we don't punch Nazis, these are the things they do.
Right. They feel empowered by you not punching them. So drill a motherfucker in the dick sucker when they're dropping racist shit.
Consequences.
Yep.
Consequences.
Immediate.
Right. You're completely free to say whatever ignorant shit you want to say, but you're not free
of the consequences.
Precisely. Anyway, this is a big thing. I would assume at this point that everybody that's watching this knows what's going on in Palestine. There have been some developments. There was a ceasefire that was apparently it's being celebrated on both sides as a victory, which is good. I think peace is a better option. But they're also, the media is still trying to make it sound like it was some sort of two-sided like confrontation, and it's not. Was the Trail of Tears a two-sided thing? No. I don't think the international community is taking a solid enough stand on it, because everybody's celebrating a ceasefire. But how many ceasefires has Netanyahu broken already?
More than any of us could count offhand. And the fact of the matter is, it comes down to ability and power, and you cannot claim that you are defending yourself against children. You cannot claim you're defending yourself against people you are actively oppressing. You can't claim you're defending yourself when they have a tiny amount of military power in comparison to your Iron Dome that stops all their shit anyways, and your multi-billion-dollar a year backing from the United States for your military funding so that you have fuckloads of rockets to rain the fuck down on them. That's not defending yourself. Netanyahu, fuck you, man. Fuck you. From one Jew to another, fuck you.
From one Jew to another, fuck you.
Fuck you, Netanyahu.
So now, guys, you're gonna have to indulge me, please. Please indulge me.
Well, for perspective, this building that you're seeing on the screen share,
right?
That was an apartment building.
Definitely bad. Definitely bad. But you mentioned before we started that you assume everybody knows what's happening in Palestine and Israel, and I just want to let you know that most everybody probably does, but I don't.
I got you.
But also, I have brought this up a couple of times in conversation with people at work and so forth, and they really don't know much either. The consensus between the average, I would say, is that these people have been fighting forever, always fighting over some land that they think is magic, right?
It's not even just the magic land, though.
And now somehow racism is involved. This is my consensus. This is kind of the average consensus. I'm not going to lie to you going in this and say that I'm just some woke ass, activist. I have no fucking idea, but it is crazy in the news, and that is apparently an apartment building. So if you could give me the 30-second, elevator pitch. You need to sign this.
Okay. So basically what happened? What happened was Netanyahu was like, "Oh, that is very nice land you've got over there."
Okay.
And yes, I used the Third Reich voice.
I know.
And then he was like, "We are going to kick you out and move in some Jews." And they were like, "Please don't." And he was like, "I'm sorry, I don't speak that. It sounds like you want to move." So he started moving people, and people were like, "Bro, it's Ramadan. Leave us the fuck alone. We're going to mosque." And he was like, "Oh, I send in the
IDF.
police. I send in the IDF." And they're like, "Oh, cool."
Yeah, they literally raided mosques on fucking Ramadan, dude.
And then And then Hamas, all pissed off, were like, we're gonna throw 200 plus rockets at
the Iron Dome.
I
think the official count. I think the official count that 6 rockets out of like over 200 went through.
Yeah, the Iron Dome stops pretty much everything. It's like Palestinian David throwing rocks at Goliath.
Okay. But he got him in the forehead, though.
No. In this case, he got him
trying for that forehead shot, but so far they haven't landed it.
Yeah, so far he's 2 stones deep and hasn't hit Goliath in the forehead yet.
Gotcha.
Got like a shin and a
toe. So the Israelis retaliated by killing, what was it, 600 people?
Yep.
That was severe.
Claiming they were targeting Hamas, who they say, runs the Gaza Strip. Well, no, not really. It's literally an open air prison.
And they were shooting rockets from that apartment?
No, not at all.
Is that the story from them?
The excuse for blowing up the apartment building was that the IDF needed to let out some angst.
The apartment building.
Stress relief?
Well, stress relief, but the official statement was Hamas was working there. Just like the official statement with blowing up the Associated Press building was, right. Even though you've been running this building for 15 years and have never seen Hamas there, Hamas is working there.
That's their excuse for every fucking thing they've blown up is, well, we're going after Hamas. Well, you're not getting Hamas. You're getting innocent families.
And just to elaborate on that a bit, even when they kill kids, they're trying to say, oh, that was a Hamas fighter.
Right.
Don't we have some experience in that as well? With the drones? And don't we have some experience with that as well, with the drones and the civilians and the poor farmers grabbing AKs and now they're terrorists and so forth? Isn't that a thing?
Both things are allowed to be wrong.
Right.
Both things are allowed to be wrong.
We don't condone our own government doing that shit any more than most of the Jewish people condone Netanyahu doing this shit.
I'm definitely not saying that. I'm just saying this is an evolution of our own playbook here. This is fun.
It really is.
Not really, but
this is seeing what happens when we Americanize other parts of the world and then throw money at them for no fucking reason. Let me tell you, as far as prosperity goes, fucking Israel doesn't need our money. They don't need our money. They get our money so that they can fucking over-militarize their state.
The largest foreign aid package goes to Israel.
Yes, it does.
This is something I never really thought about until now, but it's one of those things that's like, maybe we all should have known this.
A long time ago. Honestly, I don't know. I've always felt like the media perspective on it was weird, but I didn't realize how bad the situation actually was. Till this past couple of years, honestly.
Well, the media perspective skewed because, well, it's Israel, and we live in a primarily evangelical Christian country, and Israel gets ratings.
This is true.
Israel gets ratings.
If you speak out against the bullshit that they do as a corporate media outlet, you lose ratings because the Christians don't want to hear God's chosen people being bullies.
Right. Part of this problem. Now, this is very sticky web, and it goes very deep. There are evangelical Christians here. There is a group of them known as the Family. If you don't know what I'm referring to, look it up. There's an awesome documentary on it that I believe is on Netflix called The Family. These motherfuckers really want to self-actualize their prophecies. Okay. The Christian right-wing extremists here in America would fucking love to see Armageddon happen. They think that they need to have, Jerusalem being the capital city of tearing down the mosque and rebuilding Solomon's temple and all this bullshit that they want to do to try to self-fulfill their own prophecies. And they put a lot of money into that. And they basically use this group, the family. They send these motherfuckers overseas to meet with leaders of countries. Now we're talking about fucking, pastors. Why are they even being brought into, go talk to heads of state is beyond me in the first place. But the fact that they have bought this much fucking influence in our government, as well as every other government where we have our hands in, it's sickening. And they're literally pushing for this perpetual war to fucking implode because they want to see revelations come true.
I will say this. There is one religious leader that I am okay with meeting with other heads of state, because he himself is in fact the head of a fucking state.
Who's that?
The Pope.
The Pope.
Oh.
He's the head of a state. He should be
the Vatican City.
Well, the Dalai Lama should.
And the Dalai Lama as well, because they're both heads of state.
But yeah, the National Prayer Breakfast is actually the family. And that's a big, very common cultural thing. Everybody knows about it, right? It's a big deal.
Well,
but it's a big networking deal too.
Prayer breakfast, but I don't think everybody realizes just how
who the fuck is that?
The collusion and corruption go. That literally every fuck bill you see being pushed for and passed here that is not justifiable by any logic, but only by religion, these guys are behind it, whether it be abortion bills, anti-LGBTQ bills, transphobic bills, you fucking name it. These guys are behind it, backing it, funding it.
Oh, hey, this is completely off topic, but Rob, if you would give me just a second, I know I'm taking up some time here. Speaking of abortion bills, last week, Missouri passed an abortion bill limiting it to not being allowed to have an abortion past 15 weeks.
We should discuss that more when we get to LGBTQ news, and I only say that section because we don't currently have a women's rights section. And that was a recent development. I didn't know about that till today either. So
yeah, I found out around the same time you did. Actually.
Yeah, but we got some things to say on that.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to Israel and Palestine. I have a video here that I'm gonna share with you guys.
Oh.
Yeah.
Intrigued.
It's
color me excited.
This is London. This is a solidarity march with Palestine.
Great the fuck on.
That's a lot of motherfuckers.
That was broken up by the police.
Yeah, yes it was. 180,000 people. When is the last time that we had 180,000 people marching for anything in the United States?
I mean, that's a fair statement.
Maybe the 60s, maybe. I'd have to look at the numbers.
But yeah, so I just wanted to point out that's
nothing. The entire country of Ireland supports.
Yeah, actually,
Palestine.
since we're in the segment, basically I wanted to talk about solidarity protests all across the world. I don't even know the total count of cities, but London, Melbourne, Paris, New York, and even in Israel, there have been some protests. Obviously nowhere near that size, but still. Australia, France, Germany, as you already said, Ireland. So public opinion is really shifting on Palestine, and I think it's simply because we have a better picture of what's happening there now than we did before. And I don't know what caused the media to shift their narrative. Well, I guess their narrative really hasn't, because if you read American media, most of it's making it sound like, as we said before, like it's some sort of traditional war where there's any sort of equal footing between one side and the other. And that's not the case.
There's not at all. You can't fucking compare the two. Like, you know, here we have a handful of weapons over here. Here we have an amassment of enough to start a world war. Not comparable.
But this recent string of violence totally reshaped the debate in the U.S. on the Middle East in general, I'm hoping, but at least Palestine, particularly right now. Right, there's a paywall on this, fuck. Well, I don't have Dean's magical extension, so I'm gonna have to riff on it. I did read it on my phone, though. It was talking about the Black Lives Matter movement and how that played a role. I mean, the Black Lives Matter movement in general has seen some of these types of oppression that we are seeing in Israel right now their entire lives. So I think that the movement understanding that aspect of it alone really helped change how we talk about it here. Anybody else have anything to add on to Palestine? I know we got a video, but other than that, negatory Ghost Rider.
Nah.
What's this Facebook link that's in here?
I am unsure.
Oh, that's the video I pulled up earlier.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, I know that video.
Slapped an Israeli soldier in front of her home and became a worldwide symbol of Palestinian resistance. Now, Ahid grew up regularly confronting Israeli soldiers who raided her village. The soldiers' efforts to suppress the villagers' nonviolent protests were captured in videos that went viral on social media. After 8 months locked up by Israel, Ahid and her mother are finally being released. On a day of total chaos and heightened emotions, I sat down with Ahid to hear her experience and ask what lies ahead for the Palestinian teen icon.
شو أكتر إشي اشتقتي له بالسجن؟
اشتقت إنه أطلع بنجوم بالسما بدون ما أشوف شبك.
The interview doesn't actually start.
It was a little after 4 a.m. on the day I had to be released, and we're in
putting people through.
The interview doesn't start till when?
A few minutes in, but these first few minutes are going to show you the type of bullshit that the IDF even puts people through when they're trying to pick their loved ones up from prison.
Right.
Waiting for this moment since 8 months.
For days, the family has been preparing for the homecoming, and camera crews have had a constant presence around the house.
I am pasting the link to this video.
لهلا شو عندك معلومات يعني اي ساعة رح يطلعوا؟
هذا يعني المعلومات يعني في ايد السجان، وبالتالي يعني اذا بدنا نحكم المنطق ويعني وإدارة السجن والاجراءات الروتينية، يعني هذا الموضوع انه 6 و6 ونص شيء مش طبيعي، لكن هم بلغوا اعلامهم بلغوا هذا في.
I do want to pause this for just a second to say that I'm going to claim fair use if that music and it gets us flagged. We're discussing it.
That's fair.
فممكن يلعبوا بالوقت.
Israel.
What?
Real quick, just to answer what Jakata was asking in the comments. No. Palestinians are not allowed to work in Israel. The people that live in Gaza are not allowed to leave Gaza. They're not allowed to have a port in Gaza, although Gaza is directly on the Mediterranean. They're not allowed to have an airport. There are separate roads for Israelis and Palestinians. It is an apartheid state.
They don't even have control over influx of basic needs like toilet paper, women's hygiene products, fucking chocolate. They have no control over that. They are allowed to have what Israel allows them to import. very strictly controlled. Israel has literally tried to claim that they needed to take toilet paper and women's hygiene products off of the shipping lists because they thought they could use them to make bombs. Complete bullshit.
Would that be a dirty bomb?
Ha. Bad joke. That was funny.
Sorry.
The authorities provided little information about where they'd released the mother and daughter. Bassem has heard different accounts from journalists who heard from Israeli prison authorities that they'd be dropped off at a checkpoint called Jabara, near the Hasharon prison where they've been jailed. It's an hour and a half away by car.
They changed the checkpoint. الناطق باسم مصلحة السجون أعلن إنه بدهم يسفلتوها عرنتيس.
Thriller movie now.
Check out these police cars, you know.
We were on our way to the
hostage
checkpoint near
exchange.
Tulkarm, which is about an hour and a half away. They got a phone call saying it's going to be at the Rantis checkpoint. We're at the Rantis checkpoint right now, and they just got a call saying no, they're going to be released from the first checkpoint. There's absolutely no clarity, and it almost feels like deliberate confusion that they don't know where exactly she'll be dropped off and released.
After 2.5 hours of driving, we were told once again to turn around and head back to Rantis.
We're by the Rantis checkpoint waiting for the release of Ahed and her mom, and an apparent settler has come to protest with his Israeli flag.
مفورة نزل علم ايوه ارفع على المفروض ارفع اعلى منه خليه اعلى منه يا زلمه اعلى منه ولا واحد ارهاب واحد يقرب كلام دولة ارهاب واحنا منها ما بنهاب
So an Israeli military vehicle just drove by that they believe Ahed and her mom are in, but it went that way, so now everybody is getting in their cars to follow them. Like I said, this is complete confusion.
دخلوا سيارة الجيش ما اتخذ. دخلوا سيارة الجيش ما حدا شاف ركبت فيه. هسا في وراها سيارات نروح جميعنا لليش؟
تستنوا هون أحسن؟
أنا بستنى لما يكونوا لجت هناك بروح.
طب ليش فكرك بيعملوا فيلم فيك هيك؟
مشان لليش؟ مشان نكتب عليه.
النبي صالح؟ اوكي. رون النبي صالح.
يا شباب تعالوا المكان تعالوا
This is total chaos right now.
Ahed was finally released. But the soldiers still hadn't released Nariman.
So we just saw Nariman get out right there. The relatives are hugging her.
Okay, so I just want to point out that sign. Did you guys see that sign?
No, what did it say?
I didn't catch the whole thing, but basically it said, the big red sign said that passing that point was unlawful for a Palestinian under Israeli law.
يا شهيد ارتاح ارتاح يا شهيد ارتاح ارتاح
Their first steps of freedom were taken to visit the home of 21-year-old Izzeddin Tamimi, a relative who was shot and killed by an Israeli soldier while they were in prison. They went to give their condolences to his mother.
The family is holding a press conference right now. Ahid and her mother, Nariman, will be giving statements and then they'll be answering questions of journalists.
بتمنى إنه الحملات اللي انعملت عشاني تكمل عشان الأسرى الباقيين، لأنه في لسه السجون مليانة بالأسرى. وبالأخير بحكي إنه القوة للشعب، والشعب هو اللي بيقدر يقرر المصير والطريقة اللي نقاوم فيها.
عهد بدي أسألك شو علمك السجن عن الاحتلال؟
السجن علمني كثير شغلات. قدرت بالسجن أعرف الطريق الصحيح 100% حتى أوصل رسالة وطني يعني بالشكل الصحيح. يعني السجن علمني كيف أصبر وكيف إنه أكون بمجموعة. علمني إنه دائما أحب الحياة، لأنه السجن الواحد هو بالسجن بحس أبسط الأشياء قيمة. ودائما بحكي إنه الضرب اللي ما بتقتلنا بتقوينا.
So how much of this were you planning on?
I met Ahid on her first.
Playing, Trisha.
What?
How much of this were you planning on playing?
Just a few more minutes. The interview is starting right here.
Morning of freedom. احكي لي عن يوم اللي ضربتي فيه الجندي، شو صار؟
بوقتها سمعت انه ابن عمتي تصاوب بوجهه واخذوه على المستشفى. وقتها الجندي اللي طخ ونزل ووقف وصار يطخ على الشباب من باب الدار. فانا بحكي له انه روح، انه مش منحقق الطخ من عنا من الدار، يعني انه مش منطق الاشي اللي بتعمله. يعني في صغار وفي كبار بالعمر وفي يعني في كثير، يعني انه يعني بالنهاية بيت في له يعني خصوصيته. انت شو جاي بتعمل هون؟ طبعا هو ضل يذكرني. بوقتها انا يعني عصبت وضربته.
من وين جبتي هاي الشجاعة انه انتي بنت تضربي واحد جندي مسلح ممكن يموتك؟
يعني مش اجت هاي الشجاعة فجأة، بالعكس انه انا من وانا صغيرة اهلي مربيني انه دايما ما اسكتش عن الغلط، يعني انه دايما اوقف بوجه الغلط. يعني دايما انه انا يعني بحاولش يعني اعمل هالاشياء انه مع بني ادم طبيعي وجاي يحكي معي عادي. بالعكس حتى الكل بحكي لي انه يعني انا بحياتي الطبيعيه انه انا كتير هادي. حتى بنصدم الناس انه كيف انه انا بعمل هيك. بس انه هاي انه اجى الشجاعه يعني ردة فعل على وجود يعني الجندي في بيتي او على ارضي او في بلدي وبطخ على اهل بلدي.
بعد ما ضربتيه توقعتي انه يجوا يعتقلوكي؟
توقعت. حتى بليلة اعتقالي كنت متوقعة. كنت احكي مع صاحبتي، بعثت لها على الانستغرام، بعثت لها انه حاسة انه راح يجوا يعتقلوني الليلة. صارت تحكي لي اسكتي شو بلا هبل، انه شو بدهم فيكي. بحكي لها مش عارفة، هيك كلب حسسني. بعدها رحت لبست بنطلون، يعني ضليت ببنطلون الجينز والبلوزة، حطيت الجاكيت والحطة وحطيت البوت على جنب وحضرت الجرابات وكل اشي حتى وقت يجوا انه اكون جاهزة. وبالفعل يعني نمت وانا ماسكة تلفوني بحكي مع صاحبتي. ف امي اجت بتصحي في بتحكي لي عاد تكون من الجيش اجوا. فكرت انه اجوا لاخوي الكبير، انه وقتها انصدمت انه تحكي لنا احنا جايين نعتقل عاد.
شو صار بعدها؟ شو بتتذكري؟
وقتها حطوني نزلوني كلبشوني عند اول الدرج، نزلوني حطوني بسيارة الجيش. انه تعمدوا يضلوا يسبوا علي ويستفزوني عشان اعمل اي اشي اللي يزيدوا التهمة علي. بس انه انا دايما حاولت اكون انه هادية. دايما كنت احاول انه ما اسمح لهم مش يستفزوني، لانه بهاي اللحظة ما بيكونش الاشي لصالحي. النهاية راح تزيد، يعني تنحط علي تهمة، راح اكل كتلة بالجاب، راح يزيد تعاملهم السيء معي. فانه كنت احاول دائما انه ما اخليهم يستفزوني. بعدها انه نقلوني على التحقيق.
شو كان اصعب اشي ليلة الاعتقال؟
اخر مرة طلعت بعيون امي وابوي واخوتي الاثنين، كانوا يعني حاضنين بعض وبطلعوا علي. حكيت لهم انه بدي اودع عيلتي بس مسكوني ودفعوني لبرا.
احنا شفنا فيديو لتحقيقك، احكي لي عن تجربتك هناك وايش حكوا لك انت.
طبعا بالتحقيق اللي تحقق معي كان في اكثر من انتهاك. الانتهاك الاول ما كانش معي مجندة طول فترة التحقيق، كان محققين 2 يحققوا معي. الانتهاك الثاني كان انه فيش لا عندي محامي ولا حدا من اهلي بما اني قاصر انه يحضر التحقيق معي. كمان الانتهاك الثالث انه كان انه يحكي كلام بذيء بالتحقيق، انه صار يحكي لي انه انت حلوه، شعرك حلو، انت مثل اختي، انت لما تروح على البحر بصير لونك احمر من الشمس.
عجل كيف انت من الشمس؟ زي اختك؟ احمر.
والانتهاك الرابع اللي هو انه هددني بافراد عيلتي، انه حكى لي اعطاني اسماء اشخاص بعيلتي.
كل واحد هناك تعرفي النور، تعرفي مروان، تعرفي اسامه، تعرفي فرح، تعرفي كله.
انه بيعجبك يكونوا متكلبشين زيك، يعني مبسوطه.
وشو قلتي انت؟
انا بوقتها كنت اضل احكي لهم التزم حق الصمت.
من وين اجالك هاي الفكره؟
انه احنا يعني بعيله تعرضنا يعني الغالبيه تعرضت لتجربه الاعتقال، فانه دائما بالتحقيق كانت القصص هاي اللي كانوا يحكوا لي اياها اهلي عن اعتقالهم، حدا يطلع من السجن يحكي لي شو عمل وانه هيك. انه وقتها انا يعني توعيت، صرت اعرف اكثر شو لازم اعمل بالتحقيق.
وما كنت خايفه هم يصرخوا عليكي؟
لا بالنهايه يعني أبوي كان راح يموت في التحقيق فترة من الفترات اللي كان يتحقق معي فيها، فإنه وبالنهاية عاش، فإنه إرادة الواحد دايما أقوى من إنه صوتهم وصراخهم كل هاي الشغلات.
شو أكتر إشي اشتقتي له بالسجن؟
اشتقت إنه أطلع بالنجوم بالسما بدون ما أشوف شبك، اشتقت امشي على الشارع بدون كلبشات، حتى يعني كنت قاعده انا والبنات بحكي لهم نفسي امسك شيكل. اشتقت اكل اندومي، اشتقت انه اشرب ايس كوفي وهي الشغلات.
وخلال السجن كيف كانوا يعاملوكي؟
كانت يعني ضغط من اداره السجن على كل البنات، مش بس انا كعهد، من ناحيه يسكروا الصف وقت كنا نتعلم، من ناحيه انه بوقت دوره القانون الدولي والقانون الدولي الانساني اللي كنا ناخذها كانوا يعني كثير يضربوا الطوارئ عشان يرجعونا على الغرف، وعشان يعني يحاولوا باي طريقه انه ما يخلوناش نحول السجن لمدرسه، بس بالعكس انه احنا قدرنا نحول السجن لمدرسه.
هو طبعا في اطفال كتار غيرك بالسجن الاسرائيليه، احكي لي عن الاسيرات اللي تعرفتي عليهم جوا.
يعني القاصرات عن جد كانوا اقوى إشي بالقسم كله بالسجن، حتى كانوا يقووا الكبار، لانه عن جد حتى ممثله القسم يعني بتاخدش قراراتها غير تستشيرهم، عقد هم واعيين وفاهمين عن جد القضيه صح.
شو بتحبي تحكي رساله عنهم يعني؟
الأسيرات طلع معي 3 رسائل، واللي هي الوحدة الوطنية، تعزيز الصمود الشعبي، ودعم مساندة الأسرى في نضالهم من أجل الحرية. وعن جد بهاي الشغلات إحنا بنقدر نحرر بلدنا، وفيش تحرير لفلسطين غير بتحرير الأسرى، عودة اللاجئين، وتكون القدس عاصمة فلسطين الأبدية.
هلا انت صرتي معروفة على مستوى يعني عالمي، انترناشونال، مشهورة، كيف حاسة؟
طبعا يعني انه انا من النوع اللي اصلا بحبش الشهرة وبحبش هاي الشغلات، بس لا، الاشي اللي ببسطني بهذا الموضوع انه عن جد قدرت اوصل رسالة بلدي اللي انا طول عمري بحلم انه اوصل رسالة بلدي. الاشي يعني عن جد خلاني اشعر بالفخر، انه قدرت اوصل رسالة خواتي الاسيرات واخواني الاسرى اللي بالسجن. عن جد بتمنى كل أسير يطلع يضل يشتغل، وكلنا كحملات كانت إلي إنه نكمل مع بعض، إنه أنا أكون معهم بهاي الحملات لباقي الأسرى، إنه مش تنتهي هاي الحملات بمجرد أنا طلعت من السجن، لأنه أنا كنت مثال بسيط على أسرى. عندنا أسرى مع أحكام عالية، أسرى إصابات، أسرى مرضى. عن جد يعني هدول بحاجة إنه ننتبه لهم شوي. عن جد لازم الكل يعرف هاي الاشي، الكل يعرف انه يعني نعمل حملات توعية للناس، انه مثلا بكل بلد، بكل قرية، بكل مدينة يكون في مركز يوعي أهل هاي البلد أو المنطقة شو لازم يعمل بالتحقيق، هو كأسير أمني شو المفروض يعمل. لازم الكل يكون عارفها، لأنه أي فلسطيني معرض للاعتقال حتى لو ما كانش عامل إشي. إحنا يعني ببلد تحت الاحتلال بنضل، لازم الكل يكون عارف. لازم أهم فئة تكون عارفة هالإشي النساء، انه هي نص المجتمع وبتربي النص الثاني. فيعني اذا ما كانتش المراه متمكنه وقويه وواعيه بشكل كافي، مش راح نقدر ننشئ الجيل اللي راح يحرر هالوطن.
سموكي أيقونة فلسطين، صرتي رمز فلسطين، بتحسي إنه هذا الشرف ولا عبء عليكي؟
أكيد شرف، لأنه ولا مرة كانت القضية الفلسطينية عبء علينا. دايما كنت بحب إنه عن جد أكون أعمل إشي لبلدي. الحمد لله قدرت أعمل لو بأشياء بسيطة، يعني قدرت أوصل صوت للعالم. إن شاء الله راح أكمل مسيرتي هاي بإنه أدرس قانون، حتى أصير محامية، أرفع قضايا بالمحاكم الدولية.
هلا أنت من الجيل الجديد، شو بده جيلك؟
يمكن بفلسطين إحنا جيل استلمنا الاحتلال، يعني الجيل اللي قبلنا سلمنا الاحتلال، بس إحنا إن شاء الله راح نكون الجيل اللي سلم الجيل اللي بعدنا الحرية. أو حتى إذا ما قدرناش نسلم الجيل اللي بعدنا الحرية، نقدر إنه نخلي الجيل اللي بعدنا هو اللي يثور على كل هاي على الاحتلال وعلى كل الظلم عشان يقدر إنه يحرر فلسطين.
هل عندك أمل تشوفي سلام بين الفلسطينيين والإسرائيليين في حياتك؟
طبعا إذا المستوطن شال الفكرة الصهيونية من راسه، حتى الإسرائيلي ده، يعني في إسرائيليين لما يشيلوا فكرة الصهيونية من راسهم. طبعا إنه إحنا كنا عايشين من قبل الفلسطينية يهود، مسيحية، مسلمين، بس يعني هاي كلها صهيونية. هاي اللي هي الإشي اللي بخلينا إنه مشكلتنا دائما مش مع مشكلتنا مع الصهيونية، وزي دائما بنحكي عن جد إنه حتى في إلنا أصحاب يهود اللي هم داعمين للقضية الفلسطينية، قديهم يعني تعذبوا، تصاوبوا، انجرحوا، اعتقلوا، يعني بس كل هذا عشان نحبهم للقضية الفلسطينية. ودائما بحكي إنه أنا مش أنا ضحية الاحتلال، المواطن الإسرائيلي اللي برمجوا عقله على الكره، على القتل، على كل هاي الشغلات، هو ضحية الاحتلال. الأطفال اللي عمرهم 15 سنة و14 سنة اللي حامل سلاح، هذا هو ضحية الاحتلال، مش أنا. لا، إحنا مقاتلين حرية، قدرنا نميز الصح من الغلط، وقدرنا نطلع ونثبت للعالم إنه إحنا عن جد جيل إنه فلسطينيين رح نخلق السلام بكل العالم. مش كنا ضحية للاحتلال وخليناه يهزمنا، بالعكس إحنا هزمنا الاحتلال من هاي الناحية.
إيش بتحبي تقولي لأي بنت إسرائيلية بعمرك راح تخدم بالجيش السنة الجاي؟
انت كيف اصلا بترضع حالك انه تروحي تمسكي سلاح وتقتلي بني ادم؟ انه عن جد، انه انا عن جد عمري ما تخيلت حالي انه اقتل اي حدا. يمكن حتى لو تجيبي لي اللي قتل خالي ما اقدرش اقتله، لانه مش راح انه اسمح اللي عشته، او انه الخوف اللي كنت فيه. قد ايه كنا زعلانين كيف شفت امي عن جد انهارت وقت استشهد. انه كيف يعني راح اقدر اخلي حدا تاني يعيش هاي المعاناة؟ إنه عن جد الإشي صعب كتير، مش أي حدا بتحمله. إنه بتمنى عن جد يرجعوا لإنسانيتهم، يعني لو لمرة يصارحوا حالهم عشان إنه يقدروا يفهموا الصح من الغلط. بحب إنه أحكي أنا رسالتي كعهد إنه عزل ومقاطعة وملاحقة إسرائيل كمجرمة حرب، طبعا الربط بين النضال الوطني والنضال الاجتماعي التحرري. لازم نناضل عشان يكون عندنا مجتمع في مساواة، في عدالة بين الرجل، بين المرأة، بين الكبير وبين الصغير. عن جد إنه لازم نربط بين هاي الشغلتين، إنه إذا كان التحرر بس تحرر من تحت الاحتلال، أكيد راح يكون في دمار داخل فلسطين. يعني إنه هذا لا، لازم نكون واعيين إنه النضال الوطني لازم يكون مربوط بالنضال الاجتماعي.
Hey guys, it's Dina here in the occupied West Bank village of Nebi Saleh. Check out the rest of my episodes this season from Direct From. I'll be reporting on more land and indigenous issues. Also, make sure you like this page, my show Direct From, and comment, share.
That girl put that in better words than most adults would have been able to after dealing with such situation.
I like how the line in the wall makes it look like we're on separate screens.
It really does.
Yeah, it looks like just one smaller split screen there. We only get a half a screen.
I'm not that important, but somehow we can pass that.
Hey, we got pretty smooth at being able to do that.
Don't
like,
raise your fucking eyebrows, or Caroline.
You've seen us do it from hundreds of miles away. You know?
Don't like the switches, man.
Oh man! Oh, look at everybody's all confused and angry and sad. Don't be angry and sad that I'm smoking hash. Michigan.
I haven't been following these comments as I should.
Nobody said anything in like 10 minutes.
Yeah, Jakarta, I knew that was a question. I'm sorry if I came off as like aggressive about it or anything. Wasn't trying to, man.
Just for those that don't remember, Jakarta is Calvin.
Hey!
Yeah, that's why I wanted to share that, just because, again, we're here to amplify other voices, and she's just one kid out of countless that were in even just that one prison that she was in. The fact that they are locking up children as if there's some kind of security threat. Oh my God, she slapped your soldier. Like, really?
Yeah, and that Trumper out there in the fucking dress clothes, dancing with his star. Is that not?
Right.
I mean, dude, for real, right? I mean, with the pistol in his waistband and everything.
Here we go.
Dude,
America.
Dude, I need to remember to send you guys the video that I watched the other day about the rise of the radical right and QAnon in Germany.
I'd be down, man.
Yeah,
I have a book that I want. I'll pass it on to somebody else in this group after I'm done with it. But I'm like in the middle of 3 different books right now, so I don't know when that'll be. But
yeah. It's
called How Fascism Works, and it kind of talks about how these far-right organizations grow and spread, and well, knowing how they grow and spread is, in my opinion, part of fighting them. So
every group developing their own group they want to other with the same fucking types of beliefs. You're gonna say
pretty much.
I'm almost done with the Book of 5 Rings if anybody wants to borrow that from me. About sword fighting. Sterling looks.
Turn the nearing off on my video. And it's just weird.
Yes, Calvin, the deficit myth has made it onto our reading list. We're just not entirely sure when we're going to get to it because we have seized the time during the current event streams. We're still picking away at quotations from Chairman Mao, and I'm also reading How Fascism Works. So it'll have to be after we finish this mini series on the Black Panther Party. But yes, it is. So we have another video. Probably not going to play the whole 8 minutes on it, but Nelson Mandela was talking about Palestine back in 1990. And much of what he said still rings true today. So I'm going to go ahead and pause the music. Damn it. And go back to Nelson Mandela. There we go. Oh, I got a screen share, don't I? That might help. maybe.
Oh my God.
A Gaddafi or an Arafat or a Castro to be a future president of South Africa?
One of the mistakes which some political analysts make is to think that their enemies should be our enemies. That we can and we will never do. We have our own struggle, which we are conducting.
Anyone knows what?
We are grateful to the world for supporting our struggle. But nevertheless, we are an independent organization with its own policy. And the attitude of every country towards, our attitude towards any country is determined by the attitude of that country to our struggle. Yasser Arafat, Colonel Gaddafi, Fidel Castro support our struggle to the hilt. There is no reason whatsoever why we should have any hesitation about hailing their commitment to human rights as they are being demanded in South Africa. Our attitude is based solely on the fact that they fully support the anti-apartheid struggle. They do not support it only in rhetoric. They are placing resources at our disposal for us to win the struggle. That is the position.
Hell yeah.
Having said that,
that is the position.
Yes. Oh, there was more to that. He wasn't done yet.
Oh, well, I mean, I know he wasn't done, but we just watched a 20-minute video and now we're going to watch another 10-minute video.
Well, my point in putting that one in there was to get to where he was talking about Palestine. He's not there yet.
Well, I mean, he
I
mentioned
think I would
Yasser
be
Arafat.
dishonest if I did not express profound disappointment with the answer that Mr. Mandela gave to the previous question, because it suggests a certain degree of amorality. It suggests that what these people do in their own countries, what a Gaddafi does in Libya, what a Castro does in Cuba, is totally irrelevant, even in terms of the issue of human rights, as long as they support the cause of the ANC. I hope that is not what Mr. Mandela meant, and I would hope that he would clarify that issue further.
Mr. Mandela.
And at the same time, want me to be involved in the internal affairs of Libya and Cuba. I refuse to do that. As far as Yasser Arafat is concerned, I explained to Mr. Sigmund that we identify with the PLO because just like ourselves, they are fighting for the right of self-determination.
That right there. Palestinian Liberation Movement.
Indeed. I mean, that's That's a good way to sum it up.
Yes.
And I mean, in terms of the I think that he took a wise stance in not getting involved with the internal affairs of other countries, because he's wise enough to understand that he doesn't know their struggle, first of all. And second of all, he's not just going to let some white guy in glasses with a New York accent tell him what's going on somewhere.
Right.
I mean, that's ultimately the problem, that white guy in glasses that's talking about what Cuba does to their people has probably never been to Cuba. I'm just saying.
Indeed.
All I've really got to say about it is it's been so long since I heard Yasser Arafat's name.
You had to remember who he was.
Yeah, but Benjamin Netanyahu has been in power my whole life.
Yeah.
Almost. Yeah.
No, literally. Wasn't he in power? And maybe not, actually.
As far back as I can remember, at least.
Yeah. You were probably a baby when it changed hands from Arafat to Netanyahu.
I thought Yasser Arafat was the leader of Palestine.
Well, the thing is, the collision happened there with Israel taking over those territories. They don't have their own like representative government or anything that I'm aware of anymore.
No, now unfortunately the closest thing they have is Hamas. But I thought Yasser Arafat was the head of the Palestinian Liberation Organization.
Yeah. But basically at that point in time, he had the power in the country as far as there was, you know, a little bit more balance there of having some type of representation. He would have been what they would probably consider their leader.
Yeah. But it was Ariel Sharon who was the head of Israel before. I had to Google that. Yeah, I didn't.
Thank you, because I'm, you know, going off memory from 30 fucking years ago. But, you know.
But fucking Netanyahu has been in office since 1996.
Okay.
Yeah, see, as far back as I can remember.
Yeah.
Since I was 5.
That's wow.
Yeah. He's been voted out and refused to leave.
Yes. Yes, actually, that is currently the case. Oh, hey, there's a bunch of Calvin said, I thought that when he smiled, he looked like Obama. James said, use the Googler and see. That's what I was doing, James. Right? That's why I didn't see your comment right away. I was using the Googler.
Right. Put the shit up because, yeah. I mean,
we live in 2021, and if we're not expanding on our knowledge base with the availability of all human history at our fingertips, then what are we even doing?
We're failing. Exactly. It's just fucked to see where things have gone.
And that's not the only place where things are fucked either. We've been talking about Myanmar for months.
Oh, did you see the president's little thing that he did the other day where he talked about Myanmar?
Oh God. What did he call it Burma?
The whole time.
Oh my God.
And no one corrected him. No one stopped him and was like, sir. No. He was clearly reading it off a teleprompter that said Burma.
Yeah. Facepalm.
For the love of God. Who were they colonized by? Was it the French or the English? I don't remember.
It could have been the Portuguese, man. The Portuguese had a lot of random fucking places too.
Again, ask the Googler.
Yeah, Google it. I'll keep the masses entertained. I'll keep the proletariat at bay while you figure this out. Guys, we got some announcements. The Deep State with Don Hughes got the green light from corporate, so that's going to be a thing. Basically, the daily show for Antifa sluts. If you like hearing my knockoff hiccup from How to Train a Dragon voice, you'll hear it more often. There, making some jokes. Rob, you're giving me that look. Does that mean you have answers now?
I do have answers, but
okay,
it wasn't even a look, bro.
Okay.
It wasn't even a look.
I apologize.
Just his face, man.
Right. I'm sorry, man. I just have resting bitch face.
Right.
Anyway, it was British rule from 1824 to 1948. It was named India. I mean, not India. It was a province of British India is where that came from. But it was named Burma by the British. And when they established their own democratic government, they called it Myanmar. So,
they also dissolved I forget her name, the president of Myanmar. They dissolved her political party.
See, I didn't know that. I knew that they were talking about it, but I didn't know that it had happened.
Yeah, they officially did it, I believe, today.
So speaking of, I don't know how to say her name. Aung San Suu Kyi? Aung San Suu Kyi. Is that right?
The last word there is chi. But yeah, you're close.
Okay. So Myanmar's military government leader has said that Suu Kyi is healthy at home. Supposedly she's on house arrest. But, she's not allowed to even have contact with her family or an attorney. So how do we know that?
They paraded her out for some cameras the other day. She looked physically healthy, but they didn't even let her look at the cameras or talk to anybody. They just had her just give her fucking thumbprint, sign some paperwork, and then leave the building.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, the point is that she is a Nobel Peace Prize laureate for her long struggle against previous military rulers. And the article from Al Jazeera says is among more than 4,000 people, but she was one of the first arrested in the coup. That's how they took power. They arrested the democratically elected sitting president. She faces charges that range from illegally possessing walkie-talkie radios.
What?
Yes.
How is that a fucking crime? Ever, anywhere? Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not even illegal in Afghanistan, where the Taliban uses ICOM radios, which are basically walkie-talkies, to communicate.
Man, I knew it was going to end up being some serious fucking bullshit charges earlier when I asked you what the fuck charges they were bringing against her in the first place. Seriously? Fucking walkie-talkies.
But more than 700 civilians have been killed, and more than 3,000 people have been arrested.
What the fuck?
Yeah. Or more than 4,000 people, actually. Sorry. But yeah, it's, I don't know. I mean, I know that she appeared over video chat for her first court hearing, which was from her home, right? So I knew that happened, but I didn't realize that they actually brought her out of her house and let her see the world for a second.
Barely, but yeah.
So that being said, We're definitely going to be watching for her court appearance, and we're going to do our best to inform you guys of what's going on, because it's a pretty fucked up situation. Also in Myanmar, rebels have seized a police post and killed the security forces that were holding it. This is not the only story I've seen like this in the last 2 weeks. So even though the entire military is trying to quell the uprising, is the way that they're pretty much wording it, but you know, they're trying to slaughter the opposition is really what it seems like. It's not slowing anybody down. The insurgents also managed to capture 4 soldiers. Yeah. There is video. I'm gonna just post the news article. I'm not gonna go too deep into it, but it seems like the people of Myanmar are fighting the good fight. There, it's in the comments. The only other thing I have about Myanmar is that more than 125,000 teachers in Myanmar have been suspended for opposing the coup. But now, correct me if I'm wrong, weren't the teachers part of the general strike? Like, weren't the teachers not working anyway? How the fuck are you going to suspend them?
I mean, they can say whatever they want, man. They're in power right now. It doesn't really matter to these people if the teachers aren't working. They're just going to make it seem like, you know, oh, they're not working because we said they're not going to work.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's really how it seems. And that's pretty much all I wanted to point out in there. So let's see what else we got. India. So we need to keep an eye on India. That goes to everybody in the call and everybody watching on social media.
And everybody listening in the future.
And everybody listening tomorrow
in the
on
future.
The podcast platforms, for sure.
Now I'm on board.
So, well, first of all, I'm going to screen share for a sec because I want to show you that they are trying to take measures to prevent COVID. They are straight up, you know, like everybody is wearing a face shield. They're trying to sanitize the air, it looks like. I don't know how well that's working. But the point is that they acknowledge that COVID is a very real issue, but they're not backing down. And I mean, ultimately, why should they? 12 opposition parties on Sunday issued a statement in support of the SKM call for a national protest on May 26th to mark 6 months since the protest began. And they're still demanding the immediate repeal of the farm laws and the legal entitlement to the minimum support price. Yeah. So there's a lot of words that I can't exactly pronounce, but there's a secular party, there's a Congress party, a nationalist Congress party. And then there's also the Communist Party of India and the CPI Marxist Party, which is also a communist party. 12 parties out of the 15 total they have. 12 parties issued a statement in support of the protest. So, not to say that the protests ever actually ended, but I think that we're going to see the masses back out into the streets in big parts of India in 2 days from now. Yeah.
Goodness Christ. And they know how to do a fucking protest, right? Shit.
Shit.
Right? I mean, by the millions, riding their tractors and everything. Like, fuck y'all, we're not farming shit till we get our needs met.
So that is all we have for international. Don, do you want to possibly bring up the Biden thing you were talking about? You want to show us a clip?
Ooh, let me hop on over. Let me see if I can find it again.
All right.
He's got a newsroom built.
Yeah,
He's got a newsroom built.
I'm
And the
getting a
camera.
hold of our correspondent in the field right now.
Jesus Christ.
Elon, buddy, we need your help with that kind of budget.
Yeah, no shit, right?
Hold on, let me just flash the old Elon signal. It's a big Shiba Inu in the sky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you should build a newsroom
I'm
gonna do it
one of these days.
out of Amazon boxes.
Your boy's getting into voice acting, so I need to build a booth anyway.
Yeah.
Why is that a thing?
What?
We can't see what you're looking at, Don.
I know there's a search result. I typed in Biden and then started talking to Sterling, and the first thing that popped up is Biden lose yourself.
I am
the Eminem song.
With the results. Under
Yes,
Biden
the Eminem song.
Wait. Is it like Metal Trump, but like hip hop Biden?
Yes.
Oh God.
Okay.
Should we play that instead of the interview? I promise it's a lot more entertaining.
It probably is. It probably is. So wait, time out. Are you saying that who here is not familiar with Metal Trump? Okay.
I can't pull it up at the top of my head, but I know it's there.
I know it's there. Is it really hip hop Biden though? Is it the same people?
This is from 3 months
Is hip hop really hip hop right now? I don't know.
Where's the new shit?
Oh man, I watched it live. I don't know why it's not here.
All right.
I can't find it. I can't fucking find it. But he called it Burma like 100 times.
Well, I guess
you
the
rather
only
see
thing in U.S. politics that I really have to talk about is it was an article. It was an analysis of Trump's big lie, and it lists out 9 ways it continues to affect American politics. And then they're talking about the political fight based on the insurrection. You know how the GOP is like, no, it didn't happen. We didn't fucking do that.
Guys, have you seen any of the Lincoln Project videos?
No, why would I watch that?
Oh my fucking God. I don't know why they keep popping up on my YouTube, on the YouTubes, but they do. And some of them are hilarious. They're just trashing these shit Republicans.
Where are the beats?
mean, I'm all
Where are the
for
fucking
that.
beats, Rob?
Where are the fucking beats, Rob? Security purposes.
Security purposes.
Fuck, man.
Sorry, buddy.
I don't think Elon.
No, you could do it too, Sterling.
Yeah, but I'm not. So
Sterling's beats are terrifying. They are.
they put Don in a dark place, Rob. I've tried it.
I've tried it.
Well, this is pretty chill, right?
Yeah, right. I like it.
Does it make you guys at home feel fuzzy?
It makes me feel romantic, Rob. If we were on a date, what would you buy? What would you order to eat?
I don't know who's paying.
Rob's cheap.
Probably. I'll be the tank when the check comes, but later on, I get to be the bear.
Oh, wow.
Canceled.
So anyway,
right. Yeah.
The Associated Press is reporting that the shock of the January 6th insurrection has devolved into a political fight. How did it devolve? Did it ever change? Isn't it the same thing?
Hey, I need to say something. We need to stop calling it an insurrection. That's too dignified of a word to use for whatever the fuck that was.
Yeah, it was a mob, not an insurrection.
It was like Barnum and Bailey's. Is what that was.
Yeah. An insurrection is like what the IRA does. Yeah, that's not an insurrection.
This was right-wing cosplay.
As are most things that the right wing does.
Yeah.
Bro, they fired Liz Cheney for speaking out against Trump.
You know, I'm not even surprised by that, honestly, but Trump has been cutting his ties with the old school Republicans to give the appearance that the Republicans aren't some sort of like political elite, but they still are. Mitch McConnell's still at the helm. Lindsey Graham is still fucking there, isn't he?
Oh, fucking God, I hope. I kind of hope now that you've said something. I'm going to Google it.
I'm gonna Google it.
Found to be interesting results. Never a boring day when you Google Lindsey Graham.
That's a name I haven't heard in a while, actually.
Yeah, United States Senator Lindsey Graham since 2003. Man, he looks.
Screen share it, Don. Show us. What is it?
Oh my God! Hold on. Let me enlarge this picture.
That is not a face I want to see in a dark alley.
There he is. So, one second. I'm getting things ready. Getting things ready to open it in the incognito tab. Sorry. I don't screen share often. I cannot screen share while other participants is sharing, Rob.
Oh my. Go ahead.
There's going to be no music. Yeah, well.
Yeah, but how long do you think we're going to keep Lindsey Graham's ugly mug on our fucking stream?
Still, like the semi creepy tones, the music went perfect with Lindsey Graham. Just
yeah,
it really did.
Wait a minute. Why? Yeah.
What'd you do, John?
I don't know. Everything's so difficult.
And now it's blocking the tab.
Look at Lindsey Graham.
Is that a face you want to see in a dark alley?
Why are we both Googling Lindsey Graham right now?
Listen, I got this picture specifically from lemonparty.org. It's Lindsey Graham's new political party.
Our motives may be different, Don. Our motives may be different. I'm looking for Lindsey Graham in some cartoon tentacle porn. That's probably different than what you're doing.
Wow.
I haven't had any success in that. So
listen, he looks like he had a stroke about 12 years ago and nobody noticed.
And Mitch McConnell looks like he fucking walked out of the primordial ooze like billions of years ago. What's your point?
I'm just saying.
He's an amoeba.
I think he's developed a little further than that, but just because he lost his shell. I'm sorry.
Listen,
I love turtles.
Turtles are wholesome ass creatures. We build fences for them in Michigan so they don't climb over the fence. Do you guys remember this whole fucking rant that our senator went on in the Capitol building one time? Talking about turtle fences in Michigan, but they climbed the fence?
Well, it's better than what Gaddafi did to the camels. We'll say that. And we'll end it there.
Did he build a camel fence?
We'll end it there.
Google it.
Yeah.
Google it.
Google it. What did Gaddafi do to the camels?
It was bad. It was real bad.
Oh my God. Anyway.
That dude had style though. Right? I mean, he's crazy, sure, but he could wear a suit.
For real.
He made that shit fly as
He
fuck.
could wear
He knew
some
how to
fucking lion
accessorize.
skins. Man.
Right. The way he accessorized was just on fucking point.
He was in touch, at least in fashion, you know.
Yeah, he belonged on a fucking runway. Shit.
Okay, so I want to go over this this CNN opinion piece about the 9 ways the big lie continues to reverberate in American politics. It's fuel for restrictive voting laws. How many states does anybody know how many states have passed more aggressive voter restriction laws? I mean, I actually don't know. It's a rhetorical question, but a career problem for Republicans who stood for truth. For example, Liz Cheney, for example. I said for example twice there. Welcome to the Department of Redundancy Department. No, so yeah, so like Doug Ducey actually here in Arizona was attacked by Trump a couple of months ago because he didn't. What the fuck are you doing?
Nothing.
You gotta do it again. Now you gotta do it with the screen on you.
No. The whole point of doing it.
Just for you two. Special.
Okay, well, I'm glad I got to see that. It's a rationale for a crackdown on elections officials. Oh, hey. Thanks for that ad, CNN. I don't want your boil down.
Them to hit you with that. Of course they're gonna hit you with that.
A rationale for a crackdown on elections officials. You know, like Georgia and Florida both passed laws that elections personnel can be penalized if drop boxes are made available or yeah. An impetus for change in the House Republican leadership, like we were just talking about Liz Cheney. It's a factor in open primary races.
Too much jazzercise. Way too much jazzercise for me. Sorry.
I put it in gallery view just a second too late.
Oh no!
Damn it! You had to start talking before I.
And the effect on the public, it's ammunition for conspiracy theorists. We're seeing that already here in Arizona. The audit is completely based on the big lie, and QAnon is become a fixation in QAnon conspiracy circles. Arizona is going to be the first domino to fall.
Right.
Right.
Look,
cyber ninjas.
I'm just going
Them
to
fucking
pause
cyber
it this
ninjas,
right now.
man.
We need to keep it in gallery view. Why? Because it keeps us on our toes.
It does
It
keep
keeps
us
us
on
on
our
our
toes.
fucking
I can't
toes.
fuck with you guys now because the whole crowd's gonna see.
You can. You just have to do it well.
Gotta fuck with everybody at home. So apparently, I guess that means I do too.
Oh,
There's
man.
no just sitting here zoning out like, okay, cool.
We weren't zoning out.
Listen.
Just some sick beats, yo. We couldn't help but dance.
I can disassociate.
Oh, that still
with
happens.
fucking.
I mean,
Yeah, right. So mutual aid. We haven't had a mutual aid section in a few weeks.
Oh yeah.
There's a mutual aid fair that is providing free groceries and vaccines, and other things as well. It's
Are they gonna have bear claws?
what the
of
fuck?
course.
Damn it, man.
Norman, where is Norman? What state is Norman in?
I don't know.
It's being put together by Red Dirt Collective. I'm going to their page to find out where they're located.
Good.
Because the journalism was so great on this article that they didn't include that.
Listen, it's in Norman. All right. I don't know who he is, where he's at.
Oklahoma. Norman, Oklahoma.
Oh man, now my brain went full musical mode.
Oh, welcome.
Multiple Norman community groups will host a mutual aid fair on Saturday in the parking lot of Irving Middle School, where residents can receive free groceries, hygiene products, and the COVID-19 vaccine. The Red Dirt Collective is hosting the event in partnership with other local community groups, which will each donate and volunteer in their own way. The event will run from noon to 4 Saturday. The Cleveland County Health Department is providing vaccines. Norman Collective for Racial Justice will host a voter registration booth. Period OKC will provide menstrual hygiene products. Social Injustice League of Norman will volunteer. Little Red Wagon will provide books, and Yellow Dog Coffee and Natural Grocers will donate food and groceries, all available to attendees for no charge. Our overall goal as an organization is to organize and mobilize other working class people in Norman as well as the core of Norman, and that we do that with several different projects. So this is really just another extension of what we want to do to get the community together and connected and kind of build a network that people can connect and rely on each other.
I thought you were going to keep the clapping going. Yeah.
They also had live music and lawn games and a craft area for kids.
Lawn darts.
Fuck yeah.
Lawn darts?
Oh my
Man,
God.
I saw a box that said lawn darts at the store the other day and I got so excited, but they're the stupid like rubber end.
Oh.
Those aren't darts. Darts are pointy.
Darts are dangerous.
There's got to be some danger to this.
I saw.
You have to at least risk getting stabbed in the leg or something.
I saw the most American thing today. I saw in a Sharper Image catalog a red, white, and blue lawn beer pong set.
Oh, made just for Brett. Just for Brett.
Just for Brett.
Dad owns a dealership. Let's buy him some beer pong toys. Anyway.
Some lawn beer pong.
That was stereotypical.
One person like that. I'm glad one person like that.
So
we're all guilty.
Yeah.
Of lawn beer pong?
Yeah.
Man, I'm guilty of beer pong.
I'm guilty of garage beer pong.
Yeah.
Look, you got to wash it off first, okay? No.
Barracks beer pong.
Oh man, you remember actually playing it with beer?
With vodka.
Yes, I remember actually playing it with beer and being concerned.
So much dirt.
When I got back to the States after spending time in Germany, I was very concerned that people were using water instead of beer, to the point where I was like, what the fuck are you doing? Where's the beer?
Yeah, man. Yeah. I mean, we've all had our shots.
Yeah, I mean, today's kids don't know. You don't take a sip of beer when somebody gets a cup in beer pong.
No, you drink the beer.
Cup. Drink the whole cup.
Like when I was first introduced to the game and told other team gets one in your cup, you drink. I was like, so there's literally no losing in this game.
No.
None.
No,
you don't lose till the next morning.
Precisely. Never during the game.
If you're lucky, Rob. If you're lucky.
Yeah, that's fair.
If you're done, you just maintain the drunk throughout the day until life tells you you need to quit.
That describes my 20s. Yeah.
That's the archetype of the 20s.
That's the American archetype
it
of
really
the 20s.
is.
Wait, the Roaring 20s?
Oh, those
No,
roaring,
all
dude.
of our 20s, whenever we hit it, it's, fervent alcoholism.
Oh, man.
Falls to the wall. Like, if I live through this,
All right, so
age out of your 20s,
Of all the times to sprout out of the fucking ground, it's right now. Oh, God damn it.
Is that how babies are born in Arizona?
Oh my God.
Oh,
But
that's the way, dude.
the rains come once a year. Babies sprout up. It's like Cabbage Patch Kids.
Oh God.
But they're
But
like aloe vera
terrifying.
kids or something.
But
That's when those tax
terrifying.
returns come, dude.
So
I don't know how to connect it.
For COVID
but-
news today, we have the Indian variant, which Dean was warning about last time he was here. What was that? 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago?
Something like that, yeah.
So the cases of the Indian variant in England have risen by 50% in 3 days and more than doubled in a week.
Holy fuck.
Yeah.
The Public Health Service is essentially warning of a third wave. And, they're in the midst of vaccinating too. So it's not like nobody's vaccinated and it's taking off like this. A significant portion of the population is vaccinated and it's spreading like this.
Dean's been warning of a third wave since we started this podcast.
Yep.
No, we were going into the second wave when we started this podcast.
Yes, I know, but Dean's been saying something about a third wave, at least since I've been
warning
well,
about.
Yeah, okay, that's fair. I thought you were saying that he was like, the third wave's gonna get here, but I mean.
No, he was saying we were in the second wave at that point 5 months ago.
And he was saying right when it started to warm up, it was gonna look like it was safe, and we were gonna see all the fucking safety measures reversed.
Yeah, Michigan's already doing that. Michigan's lifting all fucking safety measures starting.
Yeah, July 1st.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did ours a month ago already.
It's gonna be ridiculous, man.
It's gonna be bad.
Aliens in
Mexico. Everybody feels safe right now, and I don't blame you.
I don't feel safe, Rob. Not right now.
Me either.
You know why?
Why?
Because the beats are gone.
No, they're not.
Right? Yeah, they are. You stopped sharing them so we could screen share, and you never kicked them back on.
Security.
Well, I mean, my screen sharing is on though, and
yeah, but your music sharing is not.
But it is though. I hear it anyway.
Oh well,
we don't.
Lord Sterling, pretend my arms are around you, bud.
Well, I'm already jammed. I mean.
Ah.
There we go.
Here they are.
We need a mood, man. We need mood.
Dean Adamus. Right. Dean Adamus. Yeah. Yeah.
So Jane Goodall, if you guys don't remember who Jane Goodall is, she's the ape lady.
She's Jane.
She's a badass. I fucking love her.
Okay, like that cleared it up for everybody though, right? She's the ape lady.
Yeah.
Spent her entire life studying apes and teaching
the
story
like,
of what we know about them.
Yeah.
Teaching them sign language. Figuring out how to communicate with them.
Okay.
They are that intelligent.
So 4 days ago, she said that humanity's disrespect of the natural world is what brought on the pandemic, and she urges people to develop a new, more sustainable relationship with the natural world. We basically brought this pandemic on ourselves by our disrespect of the natural world, forcing animals closer to people, making it easier for a pathogen to jump from an animal to a person. Hopefully this pandemic has woken people up. We must develop a new relationship with the natural world. We have this crazy notion that we have unlimited economic development on a planet with finite natural resources and a growing population of humans and their livestock. We have to work out some kind of sustainable population, especially of livestock. Commercial agriculture is destroying immense areas of habitat to grow the grain to feed all those billions of animals, and a lot of fossil fuels are used in the process. We have to somehow create a more sustainable, greener economy. We have to have a mindset, a new mindset for our very survival.
We could totally do that. The infrastructure's there. Totally there. We could switch to farm to table. You don't need fucking 18 acres of corn growing. Where on the planet, anywhere on the planet, do you see 18 acres of one specific plant growing anywhere?
You don't. Well, I mean, except for places where it's...
Other than where it's cultivated like that. But like monocrops, man, it's not the soil. It's not natural. Sterling, what you're doing?
Pretty natural.
Pretty natural.
Like right now, or what?
The way you're growing your corn, the three sisters growing.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have had no success with that until this last attempt, and it's working swimmingly.
Hey.
I am happy
I just
for
killed my
you.
corn. Thank you.
I'm still kind of, like using ghetto methods here. And,
You got to start somewhere, man.
Well, right. So it's kind of a learning process on that regard. Plus, I've never grown in Arizona before, and goddamn
It's a
it, is
bitch.
it hot?
It's a bitch.
Fucking hot.
Yeah.
And you know, like tomatoes, you know how the tag says full sun? No.
Yeah.
Not full sun in Arizona.
No.
Arizona full sun's different than like Michigan full sun.
Now my tomatoes have full sun, but they're in the ground, and they've had. I'm not starting shit from seed out there like that, except for, of course, the corn and everything like that. But they're not tomatoes. So
I didn't start my tomatoes from seeds either, but I do have them under the sunshade now.
Well, not all tomatoes are the same too. I mean, some are like.
That's true. Actually, my
under a
heirlooms, which is really funny, but my heirlooms are not under the sunshade, and they're loving it. But like my beefsteak and my aromas are not loving it.
Yeah, I'm at war right now with the birds. It's getting pretty.
I
heavy.
have some bird netting over some stuff, and I haven't had any issues with anything else yet. So hopefully.
I would so do knitting, but I just know that covering the shit during the winter has been a bitch, and keeping it on during the wind has been impossible. We have just such crazy wind out here. It's actually there's a skydive place nearby, like maybe fucking 5 miles away, that people come from all around to get this air. I have no idea why, but it means it's windy as fuck on the ground. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Hi, the corner brick.
Welcome.
Well, man, it's kind of nice to. I just want to say this again. It's kind of nice to like have an actual like logo instead of a generic solidarity fist from the internet.
Yeah, I think that thing's rad. That thing's really rad.
Thank you.
It doesn't quite match the one on my chest, though.
Okay.
That's not what we were going for, but okay.
Show us the chest, bro.
I did.
Tattoo is
Show us.
but...
Show us the
your
chest.
Show us your chest.
That's not how it works, is it?
Oh, we have comments again.
You're not out that at people's feelings.
Oh, you already read that. Dean Adamus predicted it.
Yup.
James said Sterling, corn either grows or it don't.
And it didn't. It didn't until now. No, it was a watering issue, man. It was.
Were you watering it too much or not enough? And
I suspect not enough because I recently fixed my plumbing, right? So now I'm able to put it on a timer. Because before I'd have to do it all, turn it on by hand, and it would leak like a bitch. But now it's on a timer. It's watered twice a day for maybe about an hour 15 each, right? And that's Arizona sun. And what are we in? May, end of May. So that may increase a little bit, maybe about 15 minutes per go, but that'll be as much as I do. I think it's doing really well. I went too deep with that. Yeah. But thank you, James.
I looked at it.
All right.
What's up, guys?
I was looking at us very, very invitingly. Like, I don't know where to go with that.
I don't know where to go with that.
Sitting on my chair at weird angles.
That's the grab the mic on the monitor angle right there. We're about to get in the pit. What are you gonna say? What's your like right before the breakdown line
It's
for us?
typically, it's probably let's go.
It's probably bleh.
Let's
Or
go.
yeah, bleh. Bleh.
Fuck that. Fuck that. Give me a real one.
No,
A real one.
I can't do a real one.
A real what?
A real bleh.
Yeah. It's gonna be cheese and rice.
That?
Yeah, that. Bleh.
Oh my god, what?
Best metal scream ever, man. You never heard that? It's at the beginning.
Oh,
of
dude,
Dig.
no.
It's at the beginning of Dig, they go, "Bow, bow, 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 bow," and then Shaq goes, bleh.
No, hold on. You're right about the song, but you have to see. I'm sure that most of the people that I'm face to face with have seen this, but for those of you at home,
and we're getting pulled for a good reason.
That's all.
My favorite one is the screaming goat one.
And they pulled us.
No, did they?
No, that was less than 30 seconds. God damn it.
I will fist fight Chad Gray over that. What the fuck? And probably lose, but
I don't know, man. He's kind of old now.
Yeah. That's why I didn't say Ryan Martin. He would beat the shit out of me. I would let him.
You know who really scares me? It's Randy Blythe.
Yeah.
Like,
terrifying.
If there's one that I would not say any shit to, I wouldn't anyway because he's amazing. But if I were just going to fuck around, it would not be with him.
Corpse Grinder. The lead singer of Cannibal Corpse.
All right, you guys, I got a thing. You wanted to hear? Man, Sterling, you're gonna appreciate this.
The sound of silence.
That's a. Oh, what? I'm not. Am I not sharing sound?
Nope.
I'm not sharing anything.
Nope. You getting close, Don? Are we getting closer?
Hold on.
Trying to get in on it.
One more time.
We are so getting pulled.
Wait.
They can't pull us.
You interrupted the blat. That's all I wanted was the blat.
Listen, they can't pull us. I donated to getting Randy out of prison back in the day. They owe me.
Oh, man. At least 30 seconds.
I mean, so did Chris Adler, but they still kicked him out of the band.
Listen, man, he
sold like 3 drum sets.
He had a thing that happened. He had a thing, an accident, and he was on tour with Megadeth, and
well, the accident happened after that, but they parted ways because he was fired. It wasn't.
Yeah, I know. I'm just trying to spin it.
I mean, if they said they fired him, I'm not going to try.
I'm on to you, Don. I'm on to you.
You're on to me?
So, no, anyway, we're in. Whoa, you're on him?
And we're back to the smooth beats. You're on it.
So I'm going to give it over to Sterling, I think, for a minute, because I think it was you that put the crypto note in there.
Smoke sesh. We don't need more.
Smoke sesh?
Oh, you just said the word, and I have to check now.
Oh my god.
Well, I have no real reason to screen share because I just pasted a bunch of shit in notes, but I'm gonna share it anyway. So,
36 cents, Sterling.
Yeah, the ticker's up, dude. The ticker is up.
You see that fucking climb today?
Yeah.
Oh man.
I saw the massive dip the other day as well.
Oh yeah.
And I bought in again.
I didn't have any money to buy in.
Even chump change, dude. I mean,
I didn't have any.
Beer money is driving this thing, damn it.
I don't have any. Listen, I don't have any Trump change. Okay.
Trump change. But anyway, just some random thoughts about crypto right now in the crypto news. South Korea's central bank is planning to conduct a mock test on the functionality of a central bank digital currency. Also, China cracks down. This is partly what's responsible for the massive dip the other day. Partly just some element of a string of possibilities I'm trying to connect here. But anyway, while Musk was disappointing Bitcoin bulls, China took action to crush them on Tuesday. The Chinese government banned the country's financial institutions from providing services related to virtual currencies. This includes trading, storage, insurance, and payment services, among others. China also warned of the many risks of investing in cryptocurrencies, including the ease of price manipulation. These concerns echoed those voiced by other regulators in recent months. February, U.S. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen warned about the risks of Bitcoin, including its transactional inefficiency, high energy usage, and extreme volatility. And in May, Bank of England Governor Andrew Bailey also cautioned investors about the risk of cryptocurrency, going as far as to say if consumers invest in these types of products, they should be prepared to lose all their money. That's very true. It's very true. Bank of England Governor Andrew Bailey set out further concerns about digital currencies, saying there's a danger of getting carried away with financial innovation. I'm skeptical about crypto assets, frankly, because they're dangerous and they're a huge enthusiasm. Furthermore, I'm afraid crypto and currency are two words that don't go together for me. There's a lot of hate speech against crypto, and yet the federal chair, Jerome Powell, on Thursday announced that the Federal Reserve will get more involved in cryptocurrency, may even create its own digital currency down the road. Bank of England is doing the same thing. These people are the same ones that were telling you that it's bullshit. And now they're like, maybe we're going to try it. But you should be really scared to invest and make any money right now.
They did the same thing when we transitioned from gold coins to paper notes. And I'm sure they did the same thing when we transitioned from fucking seashells to gold coin.
Yeah.
Like, James, I like paper money and coins just as much as everybody else, but like, if crypto's where it's going, then crypto's where it's going.
Crypto is definitely where it's going, but I think there's also another element to it in which we see kind of a convergence of cryptocurrency investing from retailers, right? Retail investments, and the GME AMC push from retail investments. It's an activism of sorts. It's a selfish activism, mind you, but I mean, as we've said before in private talks, they're basically occupying Wall Street in a sense, digitally.
Yeah, right. Yeah. And as far as banks warning against crypto,
they'll be out of a job. I get it.
Yeah. Well, that's not even what I was going to say. It's simple to say fuck them. And essentially, yeah, fuck them. But the Swedish National Bank, before this year's craziness with crypto, which is going to be a segment on the deep state when we finally record that, craziness in crypto. Boom. No, but before all this craziness with crypto, the Swedish National Bank was already talking about doing a pilot program where their money system, I forget what their financial system is, the krona or something like that, was going to be digital. I mean, most of our money is digital anyway. How many of you bank online?
Most of the time, they don't even create a physical currency to represent that dollar.
Yeah.
I mean, all these trillions of dollars that were injected into the economy, they didn't print those.
Nope.
I mean, maybe they printed some of them. I don't fucking know, but I doubt it. They wanted their change back, for Christ's sake. I mean, fuck. But yeah, point being, don't put your life savings in there. But a lot of people are paying off their house. It's something to look at. But also, and this is not financial advice, I have to say that for some stupid fucking reason. I mean, it should be common sense, but it's not.
I'm gonna send you a YouTube video after this that we can't watch on here.
But yeah, there's a significant transfer of wealth. There's a bunch of millionaires being made overnight, and I'm not saying it's going to happen to everybody. I'm just saying that's a factor that they're considering when they go to the drawing board here. It's not just, is this going to work? Is it efficient? Is it good for the people? I mean, there's a lot of things moving around. They're not happy. Is obvious. Where's Rob?
He went to at Rev.
Yeah, I didn't have any more after that. What do we got?
Well, I mean, You see the video of that the Jewish space laser lady. What's her name?
Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Marjorie Taylor
Fuck yeah.
Did you see the video of her chasing down AOC, yelling at her about a debate like it was some sort of WWF in between the fights?
Dude, this
thing?
bitch literally bent down yelling into her mail slot.
Well,
Like, how unhinged is she? That she was screaming into her mail slot about crazy shit about abortion and
They have to beat you up to take your coins.
can't they hack your crypto?
Yeah, they probably can.
they can hack your crypto. Yeah. And I mean, literally every day, developers are working tirelessly to get this thing more secure. I mean, Visa's adopting blockchain. I mean,
Listen, I'm not pretending. Listen, I'm gonna say the same thing. Oh, my internet connection is unstable. I don't know if you can hear me right now. I'm back, apparently. I'm gonna say the same thing that I've said a couple of times.
what the fuck? All right.
I'm 30 years old. I'm like,
We
I
just
don't-
know that we've seen beer money turn to far more than beer money. We threw some beer money in crypto. So honestly, like if somebody hacks my crypto, I'm literally out like $25 that I invested. It just happens to be a lot fucking more than that right now because it was only like 3.5 to 5 cents a share for the 2 chunks that I bought. Not a big deal. But if I can cash them bitches out.
yeah, I eventually plan on cashing out and like buying land or gold.
Well, part of the movement also is that you want to leave, or you could leave a portion of it in there to keep the market up because you're essentially holding the door, right? So you're holding, but you're also holding the door for your comrades, as it were, to get on. That's kind of what's happening, I think, at the moment with Doge and with perhaps other stocks as well. I'm not super versed in AMC, but the thing is that it's easy enough to get into now with some low risk money. And by being in right now, that could turn into something higher. And if it does, taking all of it out, all the whales all at once would just break the whole
crash.
Thing. You know, yeah.
Right.
But also, if
like,
it does
you could-
develop, you can take out portions of
mine,
it. Still.
I bought that not expecting any type of quick return at all. I bought that as a solidarity investment and figured, fuck it, I'll leave it in there and see what happens in 10 years if it grows like Bitcoin has. But even if it does, I'm only going to cash out a little at a time of what I need for whatever purchase I'm going to make with it, whatever investment I'm going to make with it from there. But, you know, like, I get it. It's cool. There's a lot of people who bought in with a lot more fucking money than my beer money I had to spend on that shit. And they've made bank from cashing out, but I'm with you. Let's hold the fucking door.
And you could still make a lot of money and hold the door. I mean, I know a guy that pretty much paid off his house with an early investment, and he still left the rest in there. He just, I mean,
right.
Free yourself of debt. Free yourself of debt at a fairly young age. I mean, that would be miraculous for a large number of people here that's just threw in shit money, you know, or whatever level of shit money it is. I mean, $25 investments in fucking 5 years from now can be, yeah.
You just said shit money, and all I can think of is back in, I want to say it was the Heian period in Japan. They had an economy based around shit because fertilizer was probably the most valuable thing that they could have.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I just, sorry.
You know, feces or coffee beans, it's always something, right?
It's always something.
It's always fucking something.
You can literally have a shit economy.
They had a shit economy. Yeah, I don't quote me on that. It could have been an earlier period in Japan's history, like the Yayoi period. Not the Jomon period, because the Jomon culture didn't develop wet rice farming. They were more hunter-gatherer.
That's really deep, though, Don. I mean, that's an economy where wealth, what is it called? Hoarding is actually detrimental to you.
Yeah, right.
Right. So it's bad to hold this money. Just use it and get rid of it.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I also want to, in this wealth inequality section, to talk about. I had it on the tip of my tongue. I'm sorry.
Did I detail you with Japan?
So I don't know how I'm going to follow up that whole spiel on crypto and holding the door for.
Well, we moved to fecal money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can jump in anytime.
I don't know. I don't know how to follow up fecal money, but U.S. billionaire wealth skyrocketed 55% during the pandemic.
It's a good way to follow it.
Yeah, so now instead of having shit currency, we have shit bags hoarding currency.
It's turning into shit currency. It's turning into shit currency. The dollar's devaluated.
Yeah.
What anybody know what the current value of the American dollar is?
I don't know.
$1.
Well, yeah, one dollar.
Oh. 2 coffee beans and a turd
2 coffee beans and a turd
are kept in this magic computer. And when we need more money, we just put a few zeros.
Pretend burger.
One U.S. dollar is worth 0.000533 ounces of gold.
The pound sterling is worth twice that.
Thank you, Don.
Or nearly twice that. Lord Sterling, you're more valuable than any dollar.
So one ounce of gold is going for $1,874.66.
Fuck, I should have held on to my gold. I sold that shit years ago.
I watched a lot of South Park growing up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And there are jokes that they have made about your people. And,
my people.
And gold.
And gold? Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I love South Park, but yeah, they fuck with everybody equally, so I can't even be mad about it. But
Russell Crowe wasn't even mad about his episode, man. Like, he actually laughed. Come on.
Right. No, I used to have a bunch of like dope ass gold rings, gold necklaces, all kinds of shit. Fucking sold it. I was broke.
I have a German mark in my my treasure box over there.
Yeah.
And some Bulgarian money that I'm never going to be able to spend again because I'm not allowed in Bulgaria.
Why not?
That sounds like an interesting story. How does one get banned from Bulgaria? It's got to be bad.
Well, okay, so
share with the class.
Right.
That's a conversation for a different podcast.
Perhaps. Okay.
Let's just leave it at I'm not the only one banned from Bulgaria.
Okay, it was a group effort.
That makes it better.
It was a group effort.
I'm not the only American that got banned from Bulgaria that day.
Goddamn Americans.
Don's like
can't
ever.
take them anywhere.
I'm not
Ever
the first
again.
one, okay?
No, I'm just not the only one that time. We might have been the first.
My mind is going wild. How did it happen? It's oh man.
I'll tell you later, man. I don't.
Don's just like, we are not doing this.
I'm having second thoughts about you, Don. I'm having second thoughts.
I know, right?
Rob, do you really want me to go on this spiel? You've heard the story. You've heard about, Samoans sexually assaulting Volvos, trying to fight the Russian mob, pissing on an Eastern Orthodox church that had paintings of demons eating babies.
That's great.
Things I don't remember, things I wasn't involved in any way.
But your buddy did.
I wouldn't call him my buddy. I would just say that Don wasn't.
I think he said body.
Yeah.
My body. Oh, my. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd call him my buddy either, but.
Right. Damn it.
How much is silver? That's a good segue out of this. How much is silver, Rob?
$1 is 0.71 pounds sterling.
Ah.
So how much sterling would sterling be worth?
If sterling was worth sterling.
Wait, 0.7 pounds of silver is worth $1?
Yeah.
No.
What? Okay.
That's not how this works. That's not how this works.
Anyway.
That's a lot of fucking silver.
There's an article from Forbes that I have that's asking how can Congress fix the racial wealth gap it helped create. And
Congress has created all of the gaps.
Right.
So
they're talking about baby bonds, right? Exempting Black Americans from capital gains on home sales rather, in tax incentives, yada yada.
I'm sorry, rewind that a bit. Did you say baby bombs?
Baby bonds.
Bond.
Okay.
I was
like stocks and
like,
bonds.
I thought they were
not
gonna
stocks and bombs.
I thought they were gonna start like, I don't even know how to describe what I thought they were gonna do. That would get us deplatformed and pulled very quickly. But it was bombs to make babies.
I was thinking shit diapers.
Okay, so like I'm not gonna go into the article. Frankly, I don't think that anything that they lay out is bold enough. But I just wanted to point out that even Forbes is like, hey, Congress helped create this fucking problem.
Yeah, Forbes knows what's up.
Sometimes they're a straight up capitalist rag. But
I mean it's Forbes.
It's Forbes, right? But they're right about this, and I'm glad to see Forbes and Business Insider has had some pretty.
What's in the box, Don?
What's in the box, Don?
What's in the fucking box,
What's in the fucking box?
Oh my God.
No, so, and then I already said billionaire wealth has skyrocketed during the pandemic, and this is exactly what we were trying to warn of when we saw $6 trillion pumped into the stock market in less than a week.
We just can't make money out of thin air, Rob.
But they did.
The fuck we can't.
That's just not how it works.
But that's what they do for the rich.
Yeah.
That's exactly how that works, Sterling.
Right. Precisely how it works.
There are rules
They go
to
into
this
the computer
game
and
that
add
we
some
made.
zeros
Okay?
and
We
see
all
if we make money.
agreed. We all agreed in this room.
Yeah.
Listen, I know what voodoo economics is, and I'm telling you, they cut the head off a chicken, and wherever it stops flopping around on is what they do.
Arise, chicken, arise. Anybody?
I do not know how much legitimacy there is in that.
That's why we keep getting like bank bailouts and corporate bailouts and shit.
Because of
They have a
voodoo?
big thing on the floor, and they just cut the chicken's head off, throw it on the floor, and wherever it lands, Mitch McConnell like sucks the marrow out of it real quick.
I can see that. I can see that.
Okay.
Mitch McConnell sucks chickens.
Does anybody know what tomorrow is?
Tuesday?
No. It's May 25th. Does anybody know the significance of that date?
My brain is yelling at me saying you should. Why isn't it there? Error.
I'll give you a hint. I'll give you a hint. It spawned one of the largest uprisings that we have seen in the United States in recent history.
Mayday?
What?
Mayday?
No, that would be May 1st.
American
George Floyd was murdered by Derek Chauvin a year ago tomorrow.
I am such a piece of shit.
I see.
So,
hey man, my memory's Swiss cheese.
So, in Minneapolis, there's a lot going on for the week. I know his family held a march today. I know there's more going on all week, but they've declared it George Floyd Week in and around George Floyd Square. I don't. I was busy occupied with other things when this was live, but a comrade of ours was on the scene, and their media organization is called E-Girl Vanguard Media, but this is at the state capitol. This is the march that his family called today. This is the Minnesota state capitol. So, I mean, I'm not gonna, obviously we're not gonna watch this whole live stream, but it seems like there was hundreds of people there, but the Capitol Mall is a pretty big place. So, I mean, I don't think that on the ground footage really does it justice.
Elon, if you want to invest in a helicopter so we can get some above the air footage. Fucking wait, Elon.
No, we would settle for just,
a biplane.
Well, yeah.
I'd settle for a drone. Shit.
That's what I was gonna say. I'd settle for a drone and just, some money to buy an airplane ticket to get out there. But okay.
I have a drone.
He's got a drone. Let's use it. Okay.
Elon, now you just need to get to Minneapolis, Don.
I've been meaning to make the pilgrimage to my people's homeland for a while anyway.
Fucking A.
The Swedish American History Museum is in Minneapolis.
Minnesota. I know. I've seen some pretty cool shit that they have there.
So yeah, I mean, so far it doesn't seem like the police have cracked down or anything. Of course, I haven't seen anything current. I don't know if, their permit ran out at a specific time and they're not leaving or anything like that. I do intend to, later in the stream, to circle back to George Floyd Week and see if we can find any other sort of, interviews with people on the ground or any other footage of the event, or like I said, if anything has developed, keeping up on that. But for now, I think we can move on to Power of a Strike. We just got a little baby segment for Power of a Strike today. But fast food workers in 15 plus cities went on strike for a $15 an hour minimum wage, which I do want to say I wholeheartedly support the fight for 15, but personally I think we should be fighting for 25.
Aim high.
Right. I mean, we were fighting for 15 years ago. It's time to, bring it up to 2021 standards. Yeah.
Damn, dude. That was a good vibe.
What?
That was a good vibe. That song was banging, dog.
Oh, well, I mean, hold the fuck on, Sterling.
I'm fine. I'm just commenting on the beauty of that arrangement.
Yeah, shout out to the artist.
That puts me together, like for the moment.
So, workers walked off the job in LA, Oakland, Sacramento, Miami, Tampa, Orlando, Chicago, Detroit, Flint, Kansas City, St. Louis, Houston, Milwaukee, and others.
Solidarity with Detroit and Flint.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, the Midwest was representing almost as hard as California. Actually, just as hard as California. Chicago, Detroit, and Flint were all involved. Kansas City, St. Louis, Milwaukee. So let's say you work 40 hours a week every week, which doesn't happen at McDonald's because they schedule you like 25 fucking hours a week. But if you were working 40-hour weeks every week, the annual salary would be $13,920. Where can you live on that? I mean, that's at the federal minimum wage. I'll say that. That's not
nowhere.
That's
not even in fucking Flint. Nowhere.
Exactly. It won't even afford it won't afford a 2-bedroom apartment anywhere in the country, and it won't afford a 1-bedroom apartment in 95% of U.S. counties. If minimum wage kept up with inflation, that's not including increases in worker productivity. If the minimum wage kept up with just inflation, it would be $24 an hour. The fight
if
for
we're talking
15
productivity, it should be closer to 35 to 40.
The last official calculation that I saw was like 33, but yeah, either way, that was a couple of years ago.
Right, that would be based on, even right now, the most recent numbers we might be able to pull would be last year's, if not the year before. So
Right.
it's fucking nuts what they expect people to survive on, and basically putting so many people in the position of you can only afford to survive if you're in one of those jobs if you have multiple fucking incomes in your home. Keep everybody strapped.
McDonald's employees have been organizing for a $15 an hour minimum wage and union rights since 2012.
Yep. We were already calling for it in 2011 with Occupy, and it had already been a movement for a moment, prior to that. We were like grabbing hold of going, yes, we need to increase the fucking minimum wage. I don't get why there's so many people who are so strongly against that, other than, like they're complaining about, oh, well, why should this person make as much money as I do when I had to get training or degrees or whatever to get my job? And it's like, that means you should be telling your employer to pay you even fucking more. That doesn't mean shit on the people who need to make more in order to survive. I don't get it. We're only going to get somewhere with this by lifting each other up, not trying to step on each other's heads, playing, pretend temporarily embarrassed millionaires.
Yeah, they're hiring people for a fraction under what they're paying us, and they're having us train them. And what they do with us later, I don't know. But the argument against that should not be we shouldn't pay them decently when they come in. It should be great. You're starting at a fairly reasonable wage for being a slaver. But yeah, everybody are raised. Everybody raised. And if that means getting an offer somewhere else and coming back like it's a golden ticket, I mean, do it. Do it. Everybody do it. Everybody's trying to hire.
Ticket.
There you go.
I'm gonna have to
seriously do
get a
that.
little closer here and break this down.
I want to just say something real quick too.
Okay.
You just referred to an offer from another place as the golden ticket. It can be.
It can be.
Do that. If you're in an industry that is facing shortages, such as the restaurant industry, or the processed meats industry, or the computer microchip industry, or whatever.
It's not the answer, but
well, I mean, everybody should, I think, because if everybody did, we would see everybody's wages going up. I mean, supply and demand, we're not facing a labor shortage, we're facing a fucking wage shortage.
We had this debate the other day. I believe it was in the anti-fascist group. Austin actually was one that put the post up asking, where do you think the minimum wage should be at right now and why? And, yes, we can sit here and discuss all the things that have brought us to this point of how we've been tolerant for higher fucking wages for so long. But this came to mind because somebody actually brought up the idea of a maximum pay rate as well. And my response to that was this. At that point, instead of, actually coming to terms on equal fucking energy exchange, equal profits for everyone, they're looking at it as there is a certain level of acceptability of someone else capitalizing off of your fucking labor. And I do not think that that is something that should be accepted any further. The only way we are actually going to see real improvement for every fucking buddy across the goddamn board is if we actually fucking change things where businesses have to be run in an owner-operated fucking manner. That means every fucking person who works there, part owner. They get equal fucking share of the profits produced for their equal exchange of time and labor. We can run businesses so much more smoothly, as well as cutting back on people's hours because of the technology that we have in order to automate things. We can have people working a fucking 6-hour a day, like 4 days a week, have much more time to actually live and have them actually taking home a significant paycheck to be able to cover the cost of living and then some. If we were actually paying people the amount that they fucking produce. And right now we have tolerated indentured servitude, nouveau slavery, whatever the fuck you want to call it. We are barely surviving while people above us in that fucking corporate hierarchy are capitalizing off of our labor. That's literally what capitalism means, is that somebody else gets to reap the majority of the profits off of your fucking labor, your production, your skill, your time. And in many cases, your education too, that you're probably going to be paying for till you're fucking dead. So I have to just put that one out there. If I am fucking sick of the fight over what should the minimum wage be right now, motherfucker, the minimum wage should be exactly how much fucking wealth I produce with my time, my labor, my skills. Anything less is unacceptable.
I agree. We don't have a labor shortage by any means.
No, we got plenty of people who are able, capable, skilled, knowledgeable, not willing to work for chump change.
Right. And there's demand. There's demand. I mean, in Arizona alone, there's going to be at least 3 new wafer fabs, and that's in semiconductors, right? But that's a massive amount of jobs for Arizona. And there's a lot of people that want those jobs. But they know, and from the hiring lists I've seen, they are willing to pay. And that's been, at least in that industry, a thorn in their side. And I'm not saying anything about particular locations, but I would imagine that kind of is relevant to other industries as well. You come in with a good idea and you come in with a willingness to pay for it. You're going to have people that are going to break their back for you before you ask them.
Right. The thing is, like, okay, right now there's certain companies like GM, for example, you put in a good idea like that makes the company millions, they're gonna thank you with a fucking $25,000 check.
Oh yeah.
That sounds like big money to somebody. If you're making 100 grand and 25 grand is your bonus, that sounds fucking awesome. But if these people actually knew the real value of how much their ideas produced, you know, my dad's one of them. He worked for GM for decades, and he was one of the engineers who got those bonuses a couple of fucking times. One of them being for the way he designed the new body style of the Camaro when it was re-released in 2010, I believe it was. My dad's the one that designed that as being all one piece, flush on the side, instead of a fender, a door frame, and a quarter panel, and it's all one piece. My dad did that. And you know how many fucking millions of dollars that has made that company simply because people liked the look of it, the styling of it. You know, his buddies who had left GM and were working at Chrysler were calling him going, bro, how'd you do that? Because they wanted in on that type of shit in their lines too. You know, sorry, company secret. But, you know, how much better would my dad have been off if he actually got a fair share of the profits produced by that fucking idea? That 25K is chump change to GM. It's nothing. You know, it's one of those things where people need to really understand their true value and what they bring to a table in a company.
If I would have known we were going to have company, I would have trimmed my antlers.
Well, I don't think any of us mind, Don. Just be yourself. We're here to have a good time, right? You know?
We are.
I feel like my antlers would grow
and all.
Like a reindeer. Anyway.
Like a moose, like a fucking moose.
They would come way out like, you know, you would look like some type of ancient god that nobody's supposed to lay eyes upon.
Goals. Life goals.
Life goals.
20-pack abs.
Oh my god. Your abs would have abs. Anyway. Motherfucking income inequality.
It's a bitch.
Don just wants his fucking antlers.
I want to run for president like Vermin Supreme and promise everybody antlers.
You got some things going on over there, Rob.
That would appeal
Looks
to the right
pretty
people.
serious.
A vote for Don is a vote wasted.
Nihilism.
Yes.
Just do it.
Throw your vote away.
I think I broke.
Vote
Rob
for Don.
with that.
Get antlers. Yeah.
It works.
He won't
with
even look
Harambe.
at us now.
I would love to get Vermin
He's utterly
Supreme on here
disappointed.
and talk to him.
Harambe got 30,000 votes.
Bro,
Oh my
Right.
god.
Dick's out for Harambe.
Dick's out this fall.
Poor
That poor gorilla.
man.
You know
No,
what?
Starring
what I was
Tom Hanks.
focused
Damn it.
on, a U.S. journalist was detained in Myanmar while boarding a flight home.
Now I'm depressed again. Rob.
Oh shit. Okay.
Rob's just like redirect.
Redirect.
Back on subject.
That's not even on subject. We were in power of a strike.
Yeah, and I was
Yeah.
saying things like Dick's out
Oh,
for
it got
Harambe.
striky. No.
Yeah, that wasn't on subject. But
No.
I didn't know if that was like your next subject or if that's something you just discovered now while staring down at the glowing box in your hand, ain't it?
Yes.
Discoveries.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Hashish. Smoke 'em if you got 'em.
So at least 34 journalists and photographers remain in custody across Myanmar, but most of them are from Myanmar.
Where's the international journalist that got abducted from?
I don't know. I mean, other than the U.S. journalist that was today.
And the one that was asking about. Oh, climate change.
Moving forward,
So there's a really big volcano erupting in Nigeria right now.
Fucking huge.
Fucking volcano.
Like, what did you say the circumference of that was?
That is a completely
Oh, that was a
different
different
volcano.
one. Okay.
That's not something that's erupting. No, but there is a rather large volcano erupting in Nigeria right now. And I do think that goes into climate change. I feel like, something's spewing tons of carbon out into the atmosphere.
I don't disagree with that, and I also think that there is a very strong... We already know that the fracking can cause earthquakes on a small scale, right? But think about, like, in terms of typical crude oil, right? We have pumped so much out. At this point, I can only presume that it's probably not just, like, isolated pockets, right? It's probably, like, a whole layer or a significant part of a whole layer of the Earth's crust, right? And if we're taking that out, then these plates are going to rub together more and more and more and more, which is going to cause more tectonic activity, including, not limited to, earthquakes and volcanoes. That's my
Right.
take on it.
I'm sure that's one of many potential hazards.
I would have to, this is going to sound weird saying, but I would have to get a hold of the volcanologist I know to actually get some answers on that.
My brain went for Vulcan and was like, my apologies for the giggle there.
Sterling also did that.
Yes. Fuck yes.
You indoctrinated.
Nerdy bro. Live long and prosper, my friends.
Anyway, in other news, in other climate change news, the world's largest iceberg was born this week.
Opa!
Opa!
So when we say the world's largest iceberg, we're not talking about that little fucking ice cube that sank the Titanic. We're talking 80 times the size of Manhattan. We're not talking about the literal ice cube that sank the Titanic. Like, by comparison.
Right.
How big was that ice cube? Because the movie...
Well, it was pretty big compared to that ship, but that ship was pretty damn small compared to 80 times the size of Manhattan.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. It came off into the Weddell Sea. It's 4,320 square kilometers.
Gotta keep up with you two.
Listen,
So to put that into American terms, that's 105 miles long. 105 miles long. That's like where you're at right now, Don and Trisha, to Flint.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fucking huge.
Yeah, and 15 miles wide.
We're gonna have to talk about this on the deep state. Hold our meeting of our secret ball of leftists that run the world.
Indeed.
We're not supposed to tell them about it, Don.
They're already aware that I am the minister from the Jewish Council on Space Lasers, so I guess everything else is just fucking open from here.
So I'm gonna screen share
Cover is blown.
again, but I want to show you guys the satellite image because I feel like you'll appreciate that. This is from the European Space Agency.
Oh,
From the space laser.
I'm gonna need a bigger Scotch glass for that one.
At least you're not putting on your taking off hat.
No, that's only if Doggy Coin goes to the moon.
The moon, Don.
Or when
for climate change, we have so like allergies, right? I thought this was just like me being crazy, but it seems like everybody's allergies, like literally everybody's allergies, have been getting consistently worse over the years, and that's because they are. A recent study published in the Proceedings of National Academy of Sciences took data from 60 different North American sites from 1990 to 2018 and found that the pollen season and the concentration of pollen have both increased. Specifically, the pollen season has increased by 20 days and the concentration has increased by 21% since 1990. You might be asking yourself how. Warmer temperatures and higher concentrations of CO2 are all contributing to a more intense allergy season. When air pollutants such as pollen grains, when air pollutants attach to pollen grains, there we go, it makes the pollen grain explode into a bunch of smaller pieces, making it easier to get into your respiratory tract. CO2 can make plants bloom more, which is another reason that there's an increase in pollen levels. These increased pollen counts have become more potent or more concentrated, which could result in people who never suffered from allergies suddenly start experiencing them. Looking ahead, there isn't much relief in the forecast, so if you have been suffering from allergies, it is best to talk to your doctor on what the treatment will be. They really had to put talk to your doctor. But look, okay, the point is that allergy season is getting longer, and concentration of pollen in the air is higher. Like, I thought it was just like, me being crazy, thinking like, oh, hey, everybody's allergies are getting worse. But no, they literally are.
So the plant world is just hearing all kinds about chicka bow wow and busting more nut in the air.
Yeah.
What you telling us?
Fuck. Fucking fuck.
Fucking fuck.
We're fucking up so many green spaces. They've got to replenish themselves somehow.
Yeah.
On a side note, if all plants make pollen, which don't quote me on that, I don't know, I would assume. But if they all make pollen, then I mean our yards are probably contributing to it as well.
Right. There's literally yellow dust out there on the sidewalk and the driveway.
Yep.
I'm from there. I know how it be.
Right.
The dogwood's getting ready to.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's pretty bad here too, though.
Oh, it is. Yeah. Which is funny. I thought moving to the desert, like, oh, all there is dust. I shouldn't have to worry about fucking pollen. No, that's bullshit. It's bullshit.
No, in some parts of the desert, there's every fucking color. It's lush, almost.
So, one of everybody's favorite sections.
Punching fucking Nazis.
Listen,
Scalps.
I want to
Yes.
I want to teach an army of chimpanzees jujitsu and just let them loose on some fucking Nazis. Think about it. Think about teaching a chimp jujitsu.
Yeah, but Nazis have guns.
Well, that's primarily on the ground, Don.
That's fair.
Right?
And
Would they
Nazis
not?
do have guns.
Would they not excel at jujitsu?
They probably would. You ever seen a squirrel? They're like.
We need to write that down.
Man.
We need to write that down.
Train the squirrels.
Yeah.
Train the squirrels. Oh man. So no, punch a Nazi. So I have an article here. It's is it an opinion piece? No, this is actually an independent article. Okay, so the headline is, I don't want my children to live in the world my grandparents faced. Antifa in their own world, or in their own words.
Oh, I forgot.
The so-called Antifa are a radical political movement to combat fascist, alt-right, and white supremacist ideologies. And despite criticisms, activists say they're not going anywhere. Weird.
Very strange. Very.
I hear that this Antifa has some really good soup for her family.
She does. It's delicious. Catch to the head if you're a Nazi.
So Michael Novak is a member of Anti-Racist Action Los Angeles. He said, violence is everywhere in our society. Poverty is violence. Evictions are violence. Police brutality and racist murders are violence. The U.S. is more violent than ever. Anti-fascists generally, and Antifa in particular, recognize that the battles, including physical ones, to defend human rights and human lives are taking place right now, not in some science fiction future when the revolution comes. Antifa hurled into headlines this summer as they engaged in increasingly high-profile battles with far-right groups in Oregon, California, and Boston. In August, after Antifa turned up to protest a white supremacist rally in Charlottesville, Virginia, they even caught the attention of the president. This was written when Trump was still president, by the way, because later in the article they refer to him as President Trump instead of former President Trump. But anyway, Charlottesville, Virginia, I just want to give a moment of silence for our comrade Heather Heyer. She was the woman that was killed at the Charlottesville rally. But Donald Trump said at a rally, they show up in the helmets and the black masks and they have clubs and everything. Antifa. You can't make that up. That's a Donald Trump quote.
And I like the Pillow Guys quote better, the Antifa sluts.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that Pillow Guy fucks his pillow.
Pretty sure he does too. I found pictures, mind you, they were drawings rendered from a witness, but it was the babies he made with his pillow.
Oh, the pillow babies? Oh,
yes.
Oh, I bet those were gross.
Anyway.
It's a weird time to come in.
Yes, very weird time to come in. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Trump
So
quote.
that being said, Antifa isn't an entirely new phenomenon. The movement emerged in Europe in the 1920s in response to the growing power of fascist leaders like Mussolini and Hitler. According to historian Mark Bray, their tactics inspired much of the Chinese resistance to Japanese imperialism and the Latin American resistance to various dictators. Antifa popped up in the US in the 1980s in response to the growing prominence of neo-Nazi groups. They frequented punk shows and alternative rock concerts where skinheads were known to congregate and combated the group's racist messages with literature of their own. In the 90s and early 2000s, they showed up at protests against globalization and unchecked capitalism. Now, Antifa activists say they are responding to a new wave of racist, sexist, far-right violence, one that is increasingly receiving protection from the government. Their view, as Mr. Novick put it, is that, quote, a new, more naked white and male supremacy is becoming the order of the day. That's a fancy way of saying that they're coming out of hiding.
Oh, I was concerned about
them needing to put their pants on.
Yeah.
The naked male.
Why?
And why are they naked?
I mean, at least the Buffalo guy the QAnon shaman was at least wearing that buffalo hat.
Right.
But
he looked like he was bringing the village people, but you know.
And he's not pleading insane. He's pleading dumb. He's pleading dumb.
He literally is. His attorney literally fucking presented an argument where my client says that the people who participated in this are short bus riders.
God, I don't know.
How is that a legal argument in court? I want to know. I really want to know.
It gets the ratings.
What the fuck?
Concern and concern.
How is that a legal defense? Just motherfucker, man.
We're just interpreting everything however we want. Yeah.
Did you ever end up grabbing a link for what you wanted to talk about in LGBTQ news? And Don, do you have a link for the thing, the abortion rights?
I stand by because I got it from John Oliver, so I have to find a different link to send you because
standing by. We're standing by.
We're standing by now.
Screen share from my phone that is not logged into the meeting, so stand by and I'll put it in the chat.
Standing by.
Red 1 standing by. Red October standing by.
This is Rogue One.
Okay. Where did it? No. You know.
If you're wondering, I'm waiting for my phone to load. Don't judge me.
To the three of you that are watching this,
we appreciate
Thank you for your patience.
Fuck out of you guys.
yeah. What's up?
Missouri anti-abortion law.
So yeah, are the aliens going to come up in this episode or the episode after this episode?
Yeah, the after episode.
I mean,
if you're down for that, Sterling, we can deep dive.
Yeah, you guys can do a Third Eye Spies.
That was just a segue while we're waiting for these abortion bills. But
why are we waiting for them? Why aren't we fighting them?
We should be fighting them.
Yeah.
We should.
They're putting ridiculous restrictions on there that, you know, you might not even know if you're fucking pregnant yet at that time, that they're like, oh no, you can't get a abortion anymore. That's a baby now. Sorry, I went to Minnesota.
What is a baby now?
Baby now?
A baby now. It's a baby now instead of a fetus.
okay, I have a totally inappropriate idea.
Well, while you go ahead, Sterling.
Please do it. We should make a joke currency and call it abortion bills. These are abortion bills.
I was
bills.
wrong. It wasn't Missouri, it was Mississippi, and that's why I haven't been able to find the link.
Ah. All right, so I am going to cover the science section real quick.
The science.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to put it in the group chat.
That's okay. I'm gonna cover the science section real quick.
Bill Nye the Science Guy.
And now we're getting flagged.
Bill. Science rules.
Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Okay, no. Anyway.
Science rules.
Doesn't it though?
It fucking does, man. And math. I know people are blowing me. Tell me all you want. I've seen what makes you people laugh. Math is
There's
the same
nothing
in every
funny
language.
about
I love it.
So a forest ranger in California stumbled onto a garden of ancient beasts in California foothills. A park ranger wandering through a petrified forest in California unearthed a trove of prehistoric fossils, including a stunningly preserved mastodon skull and the remains of a 400-pound monster salmon.
Dude!
That's
what?
A lot of fish, bro.
That's a lot of fish, my dude.
But few other fossil discoveries like this exist. Well, I mean, this says in California, but I mean in general to find a whole basically fucking treasure trove of prehistoric beasts is pretty.
Yeah, it's pretty rare. It takes a lot for skeletons to actually turn into fossils. It takes very specific environmental conditions, like something to cover the bones quickly so oxygen.
Check out these tusks.
Oh, let me see these tusks, bro.
Do you see them?
Not really.
What?
I see Bill Nye the Science Guy original intro.
Oh, I'm sharing the wrong screen.
10 seconds.
There we go. How about now? You see
Oh,
these tusks?
man.
Now you see these tusks. Yeah. Look at them teeth.
Man,
oh, yeah.
Before I wanted to be an archaeologist, before I wanted to be a soldier, before any of that, I watched Jurassic Park and I wanted to be a paleontologist. And I can tell you every dinosaur.
All of them.
All of them.
You know, I wanted to be a cop, and I was dumb as fuck.
My son wants, one of my sons wants to be a cop. But he wants to be a Texas Ranger because he watches Walker, Texas Ranger. I don't know.
I was on probation, and every single time I walked into the living room, the Walker, Texas Ranger theme song was playing.
So I got down on
2 years.
Ranger back in the day.
Oh, man. All right, Trisha and Don, did you find your pieces yet?
They're in the group chat.
Yeah, they're in the
my
group
dude.
chat.
Okay, but like you can discuss them.
Okay.
You don't even got. It's not like I screen share the articles.
You go first.
Okay. Well, first is one about Tulsi Gabbard accuses black lesbian Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot of anti-white racism.
Tulsi.
Yeah.
Baby girl, what?
Yeah. So
No.
Yeah.
No.
She was crying.
This isn't the first time that she's done things like this. Actually,
it's not.
It's not a common thing either. But
well,
come on, Tulsi.
Lori pointed out that the majority of the press, especially from City Hall and stuff that are coming there to interview her, are majority white males. And, you know, here, let me scroll down to the quote because she says it better than I can recap it for her. Oh my God, now the page is taking forever. Loading. I ran to break up the status quo that was failing so many. That just isn't just in City Hall. It's a shame that in 2021, and now it's having a pop-up ad get in my way. Sorry. Fucking ad. It's a shame that in 2021, the City Hall press corps is overwhelmingly white in a city where more than half of the city is Black, Latino, AAPI, or Native American. Diversity and inclusion is imperative across all institutions, including media. In order to progress, we must change. This is exactly why I'm being intentional about prioritizing media requests from people of color reporters on the occasion of the 2-year anniversary of my inauguration as mayor of this great city. Like, for Tulsi to be like, wait a minute, no, we can't have not enough white men getting the mic. Like, shut the fuck up, really? You know, she's trying to make sure that all of her constituents actually have their voices heard. And the majority of the white men who make up, you know, the press in general, let alone like majority white when you start including all the women too, but you know, they're not representing those other voices.
So the other thing that that she said earlier this year that pissed me off was it was a social media post. My dear friends and fellow Americans, please let us stop the racialization of everyone and everything. We are all children of God and are therefore family in the truest sense. No matter what our race or ethnicity, this is aloha. This is what our country and world need. So, like, the reason I have an issue with that is because it's not that anything is being necessarily racialized, although the media does paint it that way. Well, that's not the issue. The issue is that we're trying to de-racialize things. Like, we can't, if we're talking about race and this is the kind of response we get, she should be better. She is a person of color. She knows this fight. That's what pisses me off about her. That's all I have to say.
You're going to be more pissed in a moment because I haven't even gotten to what Tulsi, you know, said in response. This is a direct quote. Mayor Lightfoot's blatant anti-white racism is abhorrent. I call upon President Biden, Kamala Harris, and other leaders of our country of all races to join me in calling for Mayor Lightfoot's resignation. Our leaders must condemn all racism, including anti-white. What, bitch? What? That's... How can you even try
to... Well, first of all, you can't be... Okay, so, like...
Personal feelings are one thing, systemic racism is another. Lori,
that's what I was going to say. You can't be racist against white people. There is no system oppressing us. You can be prejudiced against white people, and a lot of people are.
But racism itself
is systemic.
Systemic, absolutely. And that is what Lori Lightfoot is addressing there and going, no, I'm going to be inclusive of everybody from our community who has questions to ask. Like, fuck you, Tulsi. Fuck you for that one.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of weird too that she never made any comments like this while she was running for president. Both of these incidents have been after.
She didn't make any comments like this when she was in Congress either.
Right. Well, yeah, actually, she was out of Congress when she made the first statements regarding racialization, too.
I don't quite understand.
Yeah, I don't either, but I was really disappointed about both things. And the racialization comment, that was like a month and a half ago. I let that go because I was like, whatever. But I kind of felt like it was worth bringing up now. If she's still making comments like that, it wasn't a one-off thing. Anyway, that's all.
It's like one of those moments where the racism is coming from inside the house. When it's one of those things with, the misogyny. We say, the misogyny is coming from within the house when somebody has internalized fucking misogyny. I'm wondering if Tulsi's got some fucking internalized racism going on there or something. Why she would be crying white people need more presentation is beyond me.
That's what I'm saying. It doesn't make any sense to me. She's a person of color, and we all know damn well as an American that she has dealt with this shit her whole life.
I'm disappointed.
Same. Fuck.
Anywho. The other story is at least fucking funny. Give me a minute to load that up here again. Had to bring something that is lightheartedly fucking hilarious to the table. Evangelical groups are enraged at Kellogg's Pride cereal for pushing the LGBTQ agenda.
What?
First of all, I haven't gotten a memo about there being an agenda yet. Secondly, I find the irony fucking hilarious because if you don't know this tidbit of useless American history for the most part, the Kellogg's cereal company literally started because Dr. Kellogg's thought that if you ate bland ass food, it would stop you from masturbating and having sexual disorders, which by disorders he defines as, anything that is not married and missionary. So this just this cracked me up to read this quote from the group. The group literally is petitioning against the cereal. I'm disgusted by your company's new cereal promoting unnatural sin. Man, get the fuck out of here. It's 2021.
No shit,
Stop yelling at cereal companies.
Stop yelling at cereal companies.
If you're gonna yell at them for the shit being genetically modified garbage covered in fucking processed sugar that is just a recipe for cancer. Don't yell at them about something that matters. Motherfucker. Anyway, that is my contribution for that.
Indeed. I honestly don't think we really have much left. We're supposed to do The Revolutionary Left Book Club, but I mean, we're already at almost 3.5 hours, and I kind of feel like we should try to make that its own thing, like we're doing currently for the Black Panther thing.
You can do that.
Because, I mean, usually by the time that we get to it in these streams, we don't have any energy left to discuss it. And if we can't discuss it, then what the fuck are we even doing, you know?
Fair. And honestly, if we start doing full segments of just the, chapters of this book, we can get through more of them at once, for one. We can delve a little deeper, too.
Right.
We're getting to the really good.
Okay, I'm gonna hit you with some bad news, and then I'm gonna hit you with some good news. Okay, bad news. The United States Supreme Court is taking on a case. Mississippi passed a law banning most abortions after 15 weeks. It was struck down by a lower court. The Supreme Court's picking the case up. It violates Roe versus Wade, but abortion opposition people are excited about it because the Supreme Court, who's not supposed to have any sort of political standing, is conservative leaning, which is weird. And if you don't understand any of the information I just spewed at you, we live in the technological age, and Google is just as acceptable to you, or as accessible to you as it is. I'll also drop the link in the description. Sorry, I was being bad news, Don.
Being sassy.
Good news, Don. Back up to 160 pounds.
Okay.
Yeah. For those that don't know, like 4 months ago, I was down to 128. At 6 foot tall, that's bad. Anyway, the link in the description. Sorry.
Is that the voice in
bad news, Don.
Being sassy.
At 6 foot tall, that's bad.
What's that?
I don't know what the fuck's happening. Anyway, the link in the description. I hear an echo.
I figured it out. Holy shit. I don't know how that happened, but I wasn't even in my Facebook window, but somehow like video came.
Audio started playing?
Yeah. Like it was playing the whole time, but all of a sudden the audio was there, and I'm like, where is this coming from?
Learning curve.
I don't know how that happened. But Don. What's
up, bud?
Yo, don't call me bud. You know who you gotta call bud.
Oh, is it that time of night?
It's that time of night, Don.
Give me my microphone. Ladies, gentlemen, and all of my non-binary comrades out there, our Patreon is now live. If you're hearing my voice, Elon, buddy, baby, pal, friend of mine, tell Grimes to make me some food for dinner because I'm gonna be hungry tonight. But if you donate to the Patreon page, listen, the videos will stop, the cassette tapes, the weird phone calls at night.
The cassette tapes. What
the
8-track,
yeah. Bro, I send him all of the media, everything. Oh, I even have one of those Neurolinks. It's linked specifically with Elon. You can hear my thoughts right now, bud.
He implanted it one of the nights.
I didn't hear anything Trisha just said.
Oh.
He said he implanted it one of the nights that he was steaming the window and drawing little hearts for Elon.
Me and Jeff Bezos hanging outside your window. I'm trying to get him to donate too. All you got to do is click on the link, go to the page.
Well, you kind of got to type it in, bud.
You should hit up his wife instead.
Grimes, baby. Hey.
Just saying the Gates divorce is going to get ugly. It's going to get really ugly.
Oh, Mrs. Gates, he never deserved you.
She will pay it just to spite him.
Oh my God.
Damn it. Now we need to create a new button on our Patreon link for the gates. Whichever one of them feels like clicking.
I can't do this.
I can't do this.
I'm done.
If you just go to that link right there,
Get the fuck out
you'll
of my
see
house.
all of the ways in which you can donate. You know, special buttons. For
Special buttons.
people.
For special people.
Stalk you till you pay.
Elon.
I'm a woman. I'm great at digging up the past. Find everything about you. Don't stop.
Sterling's just like, what?
I'm really scared. I know.
Listen, man. Me and Elon got a special thing going. He knows.
Got
The romance is real.
He knows what the pictures are of, and that's all I gotta say.
Yeah. It's
Sterling
just
is
Don
like,
helicoptering.
Okay.
Oh my God.
None of us are pilots. Fuck. Why did we forget the pilot?
Oh.
Yeah, he crashed.
Who?
His server shut down.
Sorry.
Beep. Beep.
I'm back.
Good.
The Neuralink went kind of haywire. I was having a conversation.
You know, this is why show hosts like click their files on the table. Like, be like, hey,
Yeah, I've been thinking about that, or getting like a teleprompter.
I got
Well, no, you read from the teleprompter, but you got to have blank paper in front of you to just.
Mhm.
And a coffee cup. I'm pretty sure that like none of them coffee cups have coffee in it.
No.
Except for maybe some of the morning shows.
Maybe some of the morning shows. Most of those are vodka, though.
Fair.
I'm sorry, mimosas. Because you got.
You know, I love
call your
booze.
hoops something.
I really love booze, but vodka is just no.
But it looks like water. It's easy to get away with.
Tastes like
No,
water.
it makes me pee in weird places. So just no more
In
vodka.
weird
I've
places.
been there.
Good to know.
All right,
Well, give you
so
backtrack.
obviously, by this point, I would assume that most of you know you can find us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, for wearemany.org, patreon.com/forwearemany, for wearemanypodcast@gmail.com.
I was gonna say smoke signals, but the wind's been kind of wild lately. It would just fuck it all up.
Yeah, and out here we're in Arizona. We don't want anybody to start a goddamn wildfire.
Yeah, please.
We don't want to hear either. That was a thing a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2021 is gonna be our year, guys.
I like that positivity.
The recording has stopped.
I love that you put the sunflowers on there. It's so
Yeah, I originally had it with the big white square. And I was like, man, hey, Trisha, we should really make this a PNG.
I'm glad I got that to you tonight before the show. That was literally a last minute ad, people, just for you.
Love it.
Just for you. Yeah, I literally did it during the show like 10 minutes ago. Like, put it in the slide. Anyway, it's been real. Thank you all. We
Get
love
the
you.
fuck out of my house.
Fuck you.